Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Wednesday night edition. What's good, everybody? And thanks for being here. I think we got a pretty good show for you guys lined up tonight. Looking forward to it. Transformer, what's going on, man?
Man, what's going on with you always thinking? It's going to be a great show, bro. We always got a great show for him, man. I think this is going to be a great show. Man, it's going to be a great show, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm maintaining, man. What's going on, King of the Chat? We see you. How you doing, Steve? Shout out to our members, first and foremost. Laker Nation, what's going on, man? Laker Nation, number one member. It's not that serious. What's going on? It's not that serious. Of course, from the mighty city of Baltimore, Bruce. What's up, Bruce? What's up, stupid? What's going on, dummy? There you go. And finally, Chief Sid Bubba. What's going on, Chief? Shout out to you. Shout out to the boys from Annapolis.
Anchors away, my boy. Anchors away. Hey, 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 hey.
You do not get to remix that. You don't get to do that. No, we don't get to remix Military Fight. No.
Yes, we can when we put foots in y'all, man. We can do we won't. We put foots in you now. If it was just a regular win. Okay, man, just straight up anchors away. Okay.
That's what it is.
Foots in you, man. We get to remix that joint, man.
Uncalled for. Oh man.
Full disclaimer, guys. Before we get cracking, if I drop, we're battling some bad weather up here in North Jacksonville. A lot of storming going out. I've went through 2 quick power outages. So if I do drop out, y'all, my apologies. Mother Nature's up here. She's the one that's tripping. Ed Dog, not KD right now. Mother Nature's kind of tripping on us right now. So if you do see me drop out, that's the reason why. I'll do my best to get back in as soon as possible. Pause.
No doubt. Salam Sneed, what's going on, brother? How are you? Yes, Edward, he is absolutely tripping, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, so definitely got some great topics for you guys tonight. We're going to do the quick hits. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to NFL and closer to college football, so got a couple of topics there. Going to hit on the WNBA and, of course, the recent comments by the Durantula, the Waiter, the Slim Reaper, whatever you want to call him. The comments that say cocaine is a hell of a drug, because he was talking kind of greasy. I didn't really like it, but we'll get to all of that.
Didn't like it. Okay,
I didn't like it at all. Nah, uncalled for. But anyway, we'll definitely get to that. But before we do, y'all know what time it is. I got you. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit the spiel, and then we'll be back and we'll get it rolling.
If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you.
Just for you. Is there a cheese head on my screen?
So you're able to do like the little thing, the add-ons in your joint, man. So you ain't gotta wear it for real. So this is just AI. AI did that. So this is AI.
Okay. All right. There you go. AI. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I need some like Notre Dame, some Irish AI or something. We need to do that. I'll be on here looking like a leprechaun, repping for Notre Dame and the Celtics.
Looking that would like be cool. Unlucky.
There we go. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We'll excuse me. We'll get started with the quick hits here. Transformer, you got a quick hit for us?
I do got a quick hit, man. So shout out to the NBA 2K covers, guys. We got 4 athletes that are primed and ready for the NBA 2K cover. Of course, MVP of the season, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's going to be gracing his cover of NBA 2K, along with WNBA superstar Angel Reese. So shout out Baltimore and Chicago Sky for getting them a female on the WNBA cover, and veteran Laker. Well, he is a Laker player, but more of an NBA legend in Denver Nuggets and the New York Knicks, Carmelo Anthony, man, one of my favorite all-time players to play with in 2K, back when I used to be on 2K super heavy. And last but not least, man, shout out to Al Horford making the NBA 2K cover. If you guys didn't know, if you look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his cover, Al Horford is back there playing defense, man. So shout out Al Horford, man. The Boston Celtics graced another cover of NBA 2K, man. So I wanted to.
He's not a Celtic anymore, so we don't care.
He's a Celtic on that cover.
Look, I mean, as long as you don't go to the Lakers, right? I guess that's the most important thing.
I mean, if he does, then you should be worried that a championship is going to follow. We know how to turn them Celtics into champions again, man. Something about us.
You mean we know how those Celtics teach y'all how to be champions? That's what you meant to say?
No. We come over here and we bring them to a better limelight, a better market, and be like, yo, let's show you how to win again, man. You had that taste before. The Boston Celtics taste comes every like decade or 2 decades. We'll give you a taste every more frequent than the Boston Celtics. So let me go ahead and give you a taste of a championship. Here you go. Tastes like chicken. There it is right there.
And yet the Lakers still trail.
Man, because y'all had this weird start off in the 50s and 60s where y'all ran 11 straight. Nobody cared. I mean, not 11 straight, but
8 straight.
9 straight. Well, 8
straight.
8 straight. But
and
you got
11 in 13 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't nobody care about all that, man. But in recent memory, during our lifetimes, the Lakers have more championships. Okay. You got a quick hit for us, brother?
I mean, I'm just you ain't had to. That was uncalled for.
So, man, shout out to Megan McConnell again. Every show we'd like to give our love and respect and due to TJ McConnell's sister, man, Megan McConnell, man. She's
Megan McConnell.
Still recovering on the sideline and
currently looking for a job.
She's currently looking. We got her. May have her as a guest on the Format Podcast here soon, man.
Do that for real.
Fingers crossed, we get Megan McConnell on the show, man. So tag Megan McConnell in all of your social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, if you got it. What's the other one that our president is currently on? I forget the name of that one.
Signal. Is he on Signal?
No, it's not Signal. It's some other social media that are.
Oh, the True Social, whatever that is.
True Social. There you go. True Social. True Social, man. So shout her out on True Social. She got it, man. So tag her. We're gonna get Megan McConnell on the show, and by me,
awesome if we could get Megan.
That would be heavenly. That would be heavenly. For sure. That'd be heavenly.
That's your brother.
Hey, long as we don't put it on the thing, man. She didn't see it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I actually did have a quick hit, y'all. I have a quick hit. Just wanted to give a shout out as well to Chet Holmgren, who joins his buddy and teammate MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a massive extension. So he now is the proud owner of a 5-year extension worth up to $250 million, and the money's guaranteed. So very, very nice.
They got that contract out the way. They got him out the way fast. He's only been in the league for 2 years. And they got his out the way.
Yeah.
They got his out the way fast.
Yeah. So I guess the question is now, okay, so you got 2 guys over $500 million. This is a similar situation to the Celtics. Are these owners going to be with this in a couple of years?
And
that money's guaranteed now.
Jalen.
There you go.
So that's going to be 3 guys, $750 million.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a lot of dough. How do you round out that roster?
Well, the thing about that, man, they have a boatload of picks available. They have so many assets. They could really grease the skids with just getting rid of certain players, getting rid of bigger contracts, and like I said, grooming top tier young talent to go along with their big three. I think that's what they're trying to do, man. Create a big three.
Absolutely.
And just fill in the blanks and really just showcase it with very, very young talent. So I think for them, it's more so possible. For Boston, it wasn't so possible because they had 5 guys that they were paying top dollar, right? You had Jaylen Brown, you had Justin Jefferson. Ooh, look at football, just trying to talk to me, Lord Jesus. Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White, like all these Kristaps Porzingis. Everybody was making 30 mil plus, right? 2 guys making 60. So it's like that's a lot of dough for your starting 5. I could see it working better for OKC because other than Shai, soon to be Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, who's your next guy getting paid, right? Caruso, right? Like
that's not big money though. There's
not
nobody
big
else
money
for big money.
Correct. So I mean, they have a lot of young talent to fill in the blanks. Lou Dort maybe getting a deal somewhere soon. But it won't. I don't think it's going to be nothing egregious. He's really a defensive stopper. Don't put up a lot of points, but he can shoot the 3 fairly well. They just re-signed Jalen with an I. Jalen, the light-skinned Jalen is what I call him, to a little small deal. So they're just filling in the blanks, man. So I think they got a more of a great foundation to where they can pay 3 guys and don't have to worry about paying the other guys too much because we got a lot of assets. So I think it can work. Still a lot of dough.
Yeah, well, we'll see, right? I mean, Sam Presti's one of the best in the business at the general manager spot, so anybody can make that money work. It's going to be him, right?
Very true. Very true. As soon as he can sponsor the Format Podcast, I mean, that's going to be another thing. He's going to be seeing a lot of OKC stuff on here.
That would be fire.
Change his cheese head into a thunderbolt.
Man, listen. That'll be official. All right. Yeah. You ready to get to these main topics, Transformer?
But what? So, guys, am I ready? Why am I ready? Why am I wearing this cheese head, right? It's not because we're about to talk about Green Bay. It's because it's because I smoke rocks. And I need to talk about the football, man. I need to talk football. It's so exciting when we can talk football, guys. You just don't understand it. We are a few months away from the start of the NFL season. So we're already getting some conversation being had when it talks about NFL quarterback, wide receiver tandem. So Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike show had a conversation about his top 5 and who he deems as a top 5. And I believe he had an honorable mention up in there on who is the best quarterback wide receiver tandem. Be quite frank. Number 1 is very, very obvious. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on the number 1.
Right.
I think the number 1 is very, very obvious. If you don't know if it's obvious, and if you don't know, put it in the chat who you think it is. If you're wrong, we'll just go ahead and boot you from the chat.
Right.
After number 1,
put you in the dungeon.
Yeah, they're gonna put you in the dungeon, man. You're gonna have to go back and do a lot of homework. But from 2 to 5, it really becomes a question mark. A lot of moves have been made when it comes to receivers or quarterbacks. So a lot of what we've seen last year or 2 years prior, they no longer have their starting quarterback or the same quarterback that they got these godly numbers with. So it's pretty good conversation to have, man. So we're going to get into some soundbite here. I believe, Bruce, you got the controls of it.
I do. All
right, so this is going to be a little start and stop, man. It's about 8 minutes of conversation. So we're going to interject our commentary as we go along. So, Bruce, you got it. Take it away.
No doubt. And of course, guys, we always love to hear from you in the chat. So don't hesitate if, maybe there's somebody that Canty forgot or somebody that we forgot in terms of a quarterback receiver tandem that you guys think should be up there, man. Don't hesitate to throw those in the chat because this is a great discussion.
Absolutely.
Canty's list, ESPN Radio, NFL Rankum, his top 5 quarterback wide receiver duos heading into the 2025 season.
All right.
Number 5.
No, we're not even going to get to number 5 first. We're going to throw out an honorable mention. This is under protest and under duress, under threat from Javonte Lawrence. He told me that I have to have the Detroit Lions in here, so I'm going to throw in Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Last year, 81 completions, 892 yards, and 10 touchdowns. This is, quite frankly, the best chain moving crew in the NFL, having accumulated 53 first downs, which was number 1 in the NFL, and 0 drops. Jared Goff has percentage when he throws St. Brown's way, 13.2% above expected per NFL Next Gen stats.
And they're only an honorable mention.
They're only an honorable mention. When you hear the rest of the list, you'll understand why.
That's wild.
Let's start. Oh, Steve, we're not talking all time. We're talking about currently in the NFL, not all time.
Current. Well, all time will be. This will be a much easier conversation to have, in my opinion.
Yeah, but real quick, are we for sure that it's Montana Rice? Are we for sure? Maybe it's not Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss.
Or could it be Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers,
Tom Brady and Randy Moss?
That was like one season. I guess we could do like.
But they set records in that one season, though. You know what I'm saying? So
Tom had 50 touchdowns. Randy had like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, 23. Yeah, he set the record, the receiving record.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
But yes, let's keep it to the modern day, to the current NFL. So yeah, Transformer, what did you think to start off about that honorable mention of Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown? That's one that probably doesn't roll off the tongue, but that's one that that's a really good duo right there. I
do think they're top 5. I definitely put him in the top 5. We're gonna get into what he names later, but come on, man, 0 drops, 81 completions, 892 yards, 10 touchdowns. Detroit Lions had one of the most dynamic elite offenses in the NFL. It just doesn't happen without that duo, man. I'm curious to. I mean, I know where he's gonna go. I did hear the soundbite earlier, but it's a couple of ones that he mentions after that where I'm like, okay, Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown did better. Did a little bit better in my opinion. So I would definitely put him in my top 5. I was curious on why he, left him honorable mention, man. What about you?
That is tough. I think they could be top 5. Honorable mention is interesting. So I wanted to think about Devontae Adams and Matt Stafford, but we haven't actually seen them together yet. Correct. But I think that's going to be a vicious 1-2 with the Rams. So
I definitely
we just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think I'm more so picking top 5 based off of production, right? Being there already, having chemistry already. I do see Devontae Adams and Matt Stafford being top 5 this next
season. They're going to be a problem.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem for sure. Being so cheesy. Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
Hey, the peanut gallery aghast.
Well, they can be aghast. The peanut gallery's got to acknowledge that they didn't win no playoff games last year, too.
Well, they had a lot of injuries, CC.
They had a lot of injuries, but Goff and St. Brown was on the field. What happened?
What about the defense?
Okay. Okay, there's some other people on this list that don't have no defense either.
Okay, well, let's hear.
All right.
Number 5.
Here we go. Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. First team All-Pro Lamar Jackson and Pro Bowl player Zay Flowers. 60 completions, 863 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Flowers exploded this season, and in man-to-man coverage, this dude dominates. 863 yards, ranks 8th among all duos, and 303 of those yards came against man coverage looks. But I think the important thing to note is that Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson might be the most explosive wide receiver quarterback tandem in the NFL when you consider all of the different things, all of the different ways that the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken can use them. Both of those guys are threats to run the football, getting the ball to Zay Flowers on reverses, jet sweeps. Also, Lamar Jackson with quarterback design run. So when you look at the raw passing numbers, I think it doesn't do a good job of fully encapsulating their impact on their team's overall success.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when you were saying explosive, that this is the most dynamic and potentially the most dangerous combo that could be on this list.
Yeah, so I'll say again.
That's your team. I'll let you go.
It is, and that is dangerous. But because of the way Baltimore has that smash mouth nature, right? Even though we see Lamar Jackson is now destroying people from the pocket as well, we still think of Baltimore as a run-first team, right? Lamar Jackson, 800-plus rushing yards last year. Obviously, Derrick Henry, King Henry, second in the league with 1,900-plus rushing yards last year. So we tend to think of Baltimore, our perception of them is a punch-you-in-the-face, pound-the-rock team. but they are beginning to really, effectively air it out. And we saw Zay Flowers make his first Pro Bowl last year. And like we said, Lamar Jackson, we have like 43 touchdown passes last year and like 4 picks, right? So an absolutely incredible season, 4,000 plus yards through the air, really able to do it. So when you actually break it down and you say, you know what, these guys probably do deserve to be in that top 5. You just don't think about them that way. So it's kind of interesting, but I'm not upset at them being there. Your thoughts?
I had to rethink it. At first, I was thinking primarily receiving. Like, okay, throw the football, catch the football. I kind of like narrowed it down in that aspect. Once we broke it down again, okay, I see why. Because of Lamar Jackson's talent for what he can do in the pocket and running the football. They added that aspect into the best quarterback wide receiver dynamic, which was interesting, but draws a great and valid point that truly makes them more explosive. We've seen Lamar Jackson break out 30, 35, 40-yard runs just off of a broken down play or a draw because Derrick Henry's eating up everything on the inside and got these linebackers all looking at him. So that makes sense, man. I understand it. I respect it.
Yeah, I agree. But like I said, it's just the fact of you don't perceive Baltimore as being that way because historically they've been a great defense, run the football team. And when you got a 1,900-yard running back, behind the quarterback, you don't think of them as doing what they are doing in terms of their ability to pass the football as well. So, yeah, I get it. All right, let's continue.
No doubt. Next.
Number 4.
Dak Prescott and CD Lamb still spinning as one of the best quarterback wide receiver combinations in the NFL. Prior to 2024, the Cowboys had a top 5 scoring offense in the NFL from 2021 to 2023. 4 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons and 3 straight campaigns of 100 catches for CD Lamb, including 2023, when Lamb was the NFL's unquestioned top receiver, catching 135 passes for 1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns. Now, I threw out last year because Dak only played in 8 games. He had the hamstring injury, ended up keeping him out the majority of the games. But Dak Prescott and CD Lamb, with the arrival of George Pickens, is only going to become more deadly. CD Lamb has been the only real weapon that the Cowboys have had for the better part of the last decade.
That's their offense.
That's
Dak
their offense. Number 88 is their offense. Yeah. Now you're adding George Pickens to the mix. So all of a sudden, defenses can't roll coverages exclusively to CD Lamb. That's going to create a lot more opportunities, a lot more one-on-ones. And CD Lamb knows what to do when he gets man coverage or when he has a one-on-one because he dominates those matchups.
I'm so glad.
I know Mr. Realist loves the sound of that. Maybe not. Okay. What do you think, Transformer? Where are you with that?
I disagree.
Okay.
Because the same reason he kept Detroit out of this mix is what's been happening to Dallas. Playoffs. Have they won? No. What happened when they got in the playoffs? Nothing.
But isn't this about, just the production between the quarterback and the receiver more so than what that's going to lead to?
What did Goff's and Amon-Ra St. Brown's production lead to? One of the most dynamic, explosive teams in the NFL.
Right, but we're, as you know, because you heard this clip before, we're also going to hear somebody else that had elite production that didn't lead them anywhere. So,
But I'm saying, what is your reason for keeping Detroit out? Jared Goff's healthy. We don't know if Dak Prescott's going to be the same when he comes back, right? So how are we automatically elevating them to not as an honorable mention, we're putting them at number 4 above. You just mentioned the most explosive duo in the league with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers, right? So that I'm kind of iffy on that one. And this is no slight at Dallas because we know what happened the last time we had to play these guys. But the same reason you kept Detroit out, CD Lamb and Dak Prescott haven't done anything in the postseason in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? So like that gives me cause to pause. Like, hey. Okay, I get it. CD Lamb was number 1 2023. But again, are we talking about top 5 as of last year or we're counting 2 years ago? Because quarterbacks and receivers tandems have changed in the last 2 years, like over 2 years. So And are we talking about the future? Because now he's adding George Pickens. Like, are we talking about the future? Because if not, we can throw Devontae Adams and Matt Stafford in his list. Because
I would assume it's got to be based on what we've seen, right?
Yeah, but he throwing in George Pickens and talking about a dynamic offense like that hasn't happened yet. We haven't seen what that looks like. We don't know if his production may drop or Dak Prescott's just not knowing where to throw the football at. So, I mean, again, this one confused me a lot because it contradicted what he mentioned about Detroit.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point. I think I can only assume that that's just based on, what we've seen and what we think we will see with those guys healthy. And then, of course, like he said, the addition of Pickens taking away some of the defensive attention from CeeDee Lamb. That's all I can assume based on what where they placed him on this list. All right, let's continue.
They're on the list because, as you mentioned, with the injury to Dak last year, a lot of people wouldn't have put them there. And I think also with all the noise and the drama that's constantly surrounding the Dallas Cowboys, sometimes the fact that they do have a lot of talent gets lost in the wash.
No doubt about it. Coming up next,
number 3.
Pat Costello's going to love this one. He's going to love this one. You know who we got, Pat, right? Go ahead and say it. You know who we got.
This is under protest for me, but A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
There you go. Why is it under protest?
Yeah, why?
What are we talking about?
We'll find out.
Why is this under protest? What is happening right now?
We'll find out when we get to number 2.
Look at him.
Oh my God! I can't believe this is under protest. All right, we're gonna do it anyway. Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, 48 catches, 836 yards, 4 touchdowns last year between the two. The most physically intimidating tandem in the league. If AJ gets one-on-one coverage, you know what time it is. The ball is going to him. We saw that in Super Bowl 59. He's going to win those matchups. The potency can't be measured by just receiving stats for this duo. It's the dictating up front in coverage. It's the advantageous looks that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown create for the running game of the Philadelphia Eagles. Last year, Saquon Barkley had over 1,400 yards before first contact, leading the charge to the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Those opportunities don't happen against light boxes and light defensive fronts if A.J. Brown is not out there wide. So A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, because of the threat to take the top off of the defense, because of how prolific a deep ball thrower Jalen Hurts is, and how dominant A.J. Brown is in one-on-one scenarios downfield, 50-50 balls, they create opportunities for that entire Eagles offense. So again, it's hard to measure the impact of Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown just by raw receiving stats, which is why I got him third on my list.
All right. This one was tough. I think those two are a little higher than I would have put them, but
oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's a little higher, but obviously you get the benefit of the doubt when you win the championship, right? Also helps that, you have the single most prolific rushing season in NFL history behind the quarterback in Saquon Barkley, right? So that takes a lot of pressure off. Guys have to load the box. So that means that A.J. Brown is getting a lot of single coverage. Even when Devontae Smith is healthy, he takes attention off. So I think they are definitely one of the top tandems. I just don't know about third overall in the league, man. What do you think?
I had them at number 2.
Did you?
I had them at number 2.
Okay.
The stat numbers are 48 completions, 836 yards, and 4 touchdowns. AJ missed 4 games.
Wow.
AJ didn't even play the whole season.
But hear what you said, though. 4 touchdowns.
I mean, but we know he gets you down there. We know who's running the ball in.
Correct.
Right? We know who's running the ball in. That's going to be Saquon Barkley or the tush push, right? There's 2 ways. AJ, to me, I guess it's so much. I watched a lot of Philly games last year. I paid very, very close attention to as you should.
Yes.
When AJ Brown is on the right side and that safety is in cover 2, it's over. My question is first of all, why are y'all in cover 2 when AJ Brown's on the right side? You know what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
he's gonna outbeat your corner. And he's going to butt hook right there to the sideline, and that safety's not going to meet him in time.
Right.
They do it every time.
They do.
Every
That's
time.
Right.
It's the same play, right? So, when you talk about
deadly down the sideline, you're 100% right. Yeah.
Deadly down the sideline. So like when you talk about, I mean, 101, I'm not even going to question that because AJ Brown, I don't know if you guys see him in his past. AJ Brown is one of the biggest receivers in the NFL. When you talk about strength and build, the man is stout. I mean, that's a stout dude.
He's kind of like not as prolific, but like a modern day T.O. in terms of his body type.
Yeah,
and the way he plays.
I would say that. Yeah, I would definitely say that.
Very physical, very well,
very strong, very physical. And when and then now you got to add in that aspect of the same thing we give Lamar Jackson. We kind of got to get it Jalen Hurts, right? Because Jalen Hurts, when he breaks out of that pocket, got a problem, right? You got a problem.
Fast, yeah, absolutely.
Not as fast, but he's shifty, right? He's very, very shifty.
And he can trust you too because he's super strong. Yeah,
the man can squat 600 pounds at the quarterback position.
Crazy.
I'm a fitness guru, guys. 600 pounds is a lot.
That's a lot.
Normally, you see that out of your linemen and your running backs. That's it. Nobody else in the locker room is really trying to squat 600 pounds.
Correct.
He plays the quarterback position, the quarterback position, and he's squatting the same amount of weight that Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubbs, and all them dudes are squatting in the weight room. That's just completely different, man. That's different. But when you talk about duos, man, and I factored in that AJ Brown missed 4 games and still had these type of numbers at the receiving end. I mean, you give him 4 games. I mean, they're well over 1,000-yard duo, right? Which would put him only second to the number 1 position. So I had him at number 2.
No doubt.
Hey, baby girl.
I thought it was what's up, pretty girl? How you doing? Good to see you. I thought it was a little high. I mean, I understand how you could, rationally place them there, but I thought it was a little high. I don't know that I would put them ahead of Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't know if I would do that. Like a couple of those tandems that came before, I don't know if I would have put them ahead. But look, you can't be mad. At the end of the day, when you bring home the Lombardi,
yep.
You could say pretty much anything, right? Remember after Baltimore won the last championship, Flacco got paid the most money ever, and
crazy check. Nothing else after that.
When Paul Pierce was Finals MVP, he said he was the best player in the world. When you win, you could talk crazy, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. So all right.
I mean, everything you said is right. They're just too low on the list.
They're too low on the list.
Too low on the list.
Well, they are the reigning Super Bowl champions.
They are the reigning Super Bowl champs. I felt like I gave credit where credit is due. Okay, we'll see.
Well, let's see who's above them.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin.
This surprised me.
You can hate it. I mean, 56 completions, 801 yards, 9
I like
touchdowns.
the booze, man.
Jaden emerged in his rookie year, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Man, he's good.
Being a top 5 player.
He's good.
And Terry McLaurin, there's a reason why this guy is holding out, because he's a big play waiting to happen. And we saw that week 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cool.
Game, set, match. Jaden Daniels throws a dime to Terry McLaurin, corner pylon of the end zone, ends up being a touchdown, ends up being a game winner. The two are capable of making beautiful music together, and that's the thing. This is a group that is absolutely dominant when it comes to big plays down the field. Terry McLaurin has the ability to track the ball and win in one-on-ones. Per next-gen stats, Jaden Daniels' 72.7 completion percentage when targeting Terry McLaurin.
That's crazy.
Is 14.7% higher than expected. So when we start talking about completion percentage above expected, these two are amongst the best in the National Football League.
14% higher than expected.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because when he's throwing the ball to him, it ain't short passes. We taking the top off.
We're
going downtown.
Wow.
Yeah, but are we even sure he's going to be throwing to Terry McLaurin this year?
They going to have to get that deal worked out.
I mean,
with Jaden Daniels on a rookie contract, you're pushing the chips in. You bring
they didn't trade for Deebo Samuel to be the number 1 receiver. Deebo Samuel is the number 2 receiver. Terry McLaurin is the number 1
Yeah, why would
receiver.
you want to disrupt Jaden Daniels, too, when he has that connection with him?
You don't want to do that.
no, I agree. They should sign him, but will they? I mean, is it actually going to happen?
They're going to sign him, Pat. They're going to sign him.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to sign him. Next.
All right. So Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, that surprised me at number 2. It really did. I'm not mad at it. It was just surprising. Where are you?
I want to put a pause on it.
Okay.
Right? Because this is going to be his second season. And we always give that second season enough time for the NFL playbooks, teams to catch up to the rookie, right? I need to see it again for me to put him as number 2.
Absolutely.
I need to see it again. That's pretty much where I'm at. I like Jaden Daniels. I like what Washington Commanders are doing. They for sure better pay Scary Terry, because I mean you'll be dumb not to. Don't hinder your prime time quarterback. You want to put things in front of him and take advantage of that rookie deal.
And he's not making. There you go. He's not making money yet. So pay
take advantage of that
right now.
Whoever you got to pay him to see if you can steal one while he's in that rookie contract. But I'm remiss to put him in that high. I would put him in my honorable mention just because we said the same thing about CJ Stroud, right? And look what happened to him last season.
There you go.
Right. So it's like sophomore slumps are for real. Like they're real. So let's see what happens next year. And then if they do the same thing next year, I'll put him in my top 5. But right now, honorable mention.
Yeah.
Just not enough.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I like it. I like it. No, that's absolutely fair. And I think we know who's going to be number 1.
Yeah, I think this is just. Do we got to play it?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 1.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Woo!
79 completions, 1,142 yards and 13 touchdowns. They led the NFL in touchdowns. They led the NFL in yards coming into week 14. Burrow has a 94.3 QBR.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Helped Burrow out with a league-leading 544 yards after the catch. Now, of course, I think it's worth noting that this is the most expensive one of the most expensive wide receiver quarterback combinations in the National Football League, and it's only going up from here. They haven't had the postseason success that everybody expects them to based on how they jumped on the scene in year 1 of this duo. Remember, they got to the Super Bowl when Jamar Chase was drafted with a top 5 pick as a rookie. So back-to-back years outside looking at the playoffs is not something that we should ignore, but I also can't ignore how prolific this group has been in terms of racking up the numbers. I do think that the numbers matter. Context matters too, but the numbers matter. The sheer volume that they've been able to put together is what puts them at the list. So that's what we got. Top 5 quarterback wide receiver duos in the National Football League.
Man, I don't think there's too much to say about this number 1 quarterback receiver duo, is there?
I mean, no. I mean, the ramble things off is insane. So for you viewers who are just not as educated and would like to be more educated on what the hell QBR meant and why is that number so drastically important, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just give you guys a little lesson right here. All right, total quarterback rating. Traditional passer rating focuses on passing statistics, completions, attempts, yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. QBR aims to provide a more comprehensive view of the quarterback's contribution to the game by including rushing, fumbles, and penalties. QBR is scaled from 0 to 100. I repeat, QBR is scaled from 0 to 100, with 50 being considered average. 50 being considered average. I'm saying these numbers strongly because I want you guys to understand that they had a 94.3 QBR. A score above 75 is generally considered excellent. He's well past 75, guys.
Yes.
Well past 75.
Yes.
On a scale from 0 to 100, they have a 94.3 QBR. I'm not going to stop there. We know Chase is the best running receiver in the league. So what does that mean?
A lot of people might say Justin Jefferson. I think it's Jamar
Triple Crown.
Chase.
I give it Triple Crown. I give it to Chase.
I'm good with that. I'm not arguing. I was just pointing out that some people might say Justin Jefferson.
I will respect that argument, but I'll just take Jamar right now. Triple Crown.
Cool with that.
You got it. Yeah.
Jamar
Chase. So he's a Triple Crown winner. That's Joe Burrow's favorite target. You're possibly going to have to try to throw some double team this way. He's going to garner the attention of your best cornerback in the league. Still, they have a 94.3 QBR rating, dude. That is extremely difficult to do. That is extreme. That's why I didn't want to mention it. That's the best duo by far. When you're reaching sky limits of shit that shouldn't even make sense in the NFL, when you're playing this game. Like, oh my God. I just needed to point that out. So lesson learned, guys. That's what that 94.3 QBR means. That's not passer rating, and you're used to the 155.3.
So what you're saying, that means out of this world? That's what you're saying?
Out of this world. Yes. Out of this world. That's insane.
Yeah, no, Jamar Chase is an absolute animal, man. And wow. And, you know, those guys have the benefit of obviously being very good friends, having been teammates since college. So all that stuff, what's that now? 6 years, these guys, 5-6 years now, these guys have been teammates together. So they know, Joe Burrow knows where Chase is going to be on the field. He knows how he gets out of his breaks. He knows when, you know, he knows exactly where to hit him. And Jamar Chase can also count on his chemistry with Joe Burrow, saying, when I come out of this break, the ball is there waiting. I don't have to wait. I don't have to go get it. Everywhere I need it, it's going to be right there. Those guys have a tremendous, tremendous connection, and it is insane. Absolutely.
It is insane.
Edward says, if they had kept the Vikings QB, will JJ be in the top 5? So, you know, I was actually thinking about that, right? This is going to be interesting to see what I'm sorry?
Sam Darnold. This is who he's talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm actually interested to see what JJ McCarthy does with such an elite weapon as Justin Jefferson, right? Now, you know, if they start going off, you know, they're going to come up with some fancy name, right? They're going to be like JJ squared, or, you know what I'm saying? Like the JJ connection or something, like, you know, they're going to come up with something, right? Justin Jefferson and JJ McCarthy. So,
wow.
You know, yeah.
Quadruple J.
Quadruple J, right. They're going to come up with something.
Like
so,
that.
Yeah.
Y'all know, hear me say it first. I said it first. So if anybody says quadruple J in the NFL, tell them come holler at me.
Spend $5 every time, right? No, absolutely though. But I am interested to see what the young fella's able to do. He's got an elite receiving weapon there that's gonna kind of help guide him along. And who's the number 2 receiver on that team? Came from USC. Oh man,
I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
Atkinson, is that?
No, it's not Atkinson. It's
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison. There you go. Addison. There you go.
He's a problem in his own right.
Absolutely.
Now Justin Jefferson sure helps to open things up for you, you know, when you got that guy on the other side of the formation. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I have no issue whatsoever with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow being the number 1 quarterback receiver duo in the league. So this is what I would like from you guys. I haven't seen anybody put in the chat maybe some other quarterback receiver duos that got missed. I mean, or maybe some guys that you think might do really well this year. For instance, a DK Metcalf and an Aaron Rodgers. Who knows how that could go, right? Transformer and I talked about what we believe will be a dynamite duo out in LA with Matt Stafford and Devontae Adams. That could be dangerous, you know? So you know, we would love to hear from you guys in terms. Steve, great one.
Baker and Evans. Yeah.
Baker, touchdown maker, and Mike Evans. Absolutely. The only thing I'll say about that is that Baker has he's got a plethora of weapons to throw to. He's got Evans, he's got Godwin, he's got Jalen McMillan, right? And I believe they drafted is it Egbuka? Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State.
Man,
Baker has weapons all day long to throw to, and Bucky Irving out of the backfield and running back. So while I agree with you that Baker and Mike Evans is a deadly combo, Steve, you won't see as gaudy numbers because Baker can spread the ball around with all the weapons that they have. But I hear you. Tua and Tyreek Hill,
they're one-trick ponies.
Tua threw for like 4,600 yards, though. He led the league in passing yards a couple of years ago. And I think Tyreek Hill had 1,800 receiving yards. So remember, he was trying to break the record.
When they can play in the cold and when they don't become a one-trick pony, then I'll put them in the top 5. I mean, right now, I would barely have them in the top 10 because they're truly one-trick. It's one-trick pony, right? They're truly one-trick pony team. If you look at if they take the route out of Tyreek Hill, Tua ain't got nowhere to throw the ball to.
But how many people can do that? How many defenses can do that? But really, that's not even true because Jalen Waddle's another speedster on the other side. So they can throw it too.
But when you look at prime games, right? When you look at the prime games, when the plays matter the most,
right?
They can't get it done. That's been their bugaboo. They can't get it done in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Like to me, I add that I do add that factor in, right? When Tyreek Hill was with Patrick Mahomes, that's the most scariest duo in the freaking fourth quarter.
Oh my gosh.
You're scared. You're like, okay.
Yeah. And you know what though? I think a big part of that, not to take anything from Tyreek Hill, but also was you had a prime Travis Kelce. That didn't make it any easier. It was like, pick your poison. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, so.
You know, Travis come across the middle. You know, Tyreek Hill's flying long. So what safety's like, help. By the time he turns around, like Tyreek Hill's deep. Like, I can't get that. Yeah. But I would like to give an honorable mention, man. I got a little faith. Brian Thomas Jr., man, BTJ.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Behind out here last year in Jacksonville.
Didn't he?
He had 1,282 yards quietly. Right. Left off the Pro Bowl for what reason? I have no idea. But Brian Thomas Jr., he definitely balled out. And I think when you add in sprinkles of Travis Hunter at the wide receiver position, that'll take a little bit of light off of him. And I do think Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. could definitely be a good one. Maybe not top 5, but they can make some noise this year.
Yeah. All right, there you go. This was a great topic. This was a great way to start out the show. Oh, yeah. So absolutely. Let's do this, y'all. It's your turn. We'll take a couple calls on this, man. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. We'd love to hear your voices. Let's get a couple calls on this. Yeah.
Have you seen enough from Ladd McConkey and what's his face? I can't remember the quarterback's name. Justin Herbert.
Ladd McConkey, is he the new Wes Welker? Is he the new Danny Amendola? I'm not saying that because he's white. I'm saying that because he's not extremely physically gifted, but he somehow keeps catching the ball. That's all.
I mean, he did it a lot at Georgia, and he just brought it to the NFL. I mean, I won't argue that comparison. No.
Right.
I won't argue that comparison. But I think that's an honorable mention. Puka Nacua was going to be one of mine if Devontae Adams didn't get there.
Okay.
Damn, I was just going to bring him up.
Steve, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I didn't even know you answered the phone.
Not much, Bruce. What up, Twizzler?
What's happening, King?
Hey, I was just going to – I don't know if somebody dropped this in the chat, but I was thinking Stafford Puka.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's going to be overshadowed with Adams there.
Yeah.
It like I don't know if this is like – it's hard to like – is this a projection list or is this like –
I think it's both.
What it is?
I think it's both.
So, okay, so you have to combine the both. So
I think so.
You'd almost have to put speculatively Stafford and Devontae, and then you'd have to, like, based off what we have seen, you'd have to put Puka Stafford on. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Like, I don't know. And, like, this is what's tough with me when you bring this up.
Okay.
I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. I'm not as high on maybe some guys, but it's like, when I look at, like, for instance, Scary Terry and Daniels, like, I do think that's worthy of a top 2-3 discussion right now. I really do. I would say top 3 Burrow Chase. I think that's undisputed. Like, you can't argue that. And then I would probably have to argue Hurts and Brown. Now, their numbers might not reflect it, but it's like it's the threat of what Brown brings. He also has Devonta Smith and Barkley, so the red zone numbers might not be there, but it's like the threat of what A.J. Brown brings, and it's like that is a huge thing in the NFL. Like, when you have to, scheme for just the threat of that duo, I would use that as a metric to argue how successful they are. And then I would go Daniels Terry. I think that is arguably a top 3 combo. And it's nothing against Ball. I swear I'm not trolling. But, like, it's hard for me to put Zay and Lamar up there because when I think of the best combo on that team, I think of Lamar and Andrews. So it's hard for me to throw Zay in, and it's like it's nothing against Lamar. It's more so Zay, if that makes sense. And then there's certain situations where it's like I think the receiver outshines the quarterback, where it's like based off last year, it's hard not to put, last year I think he got banged up, but like traditionally speaking, Justin Jefferson's going to carry whatever quarterback into this honorable mention duo just because Justin Jefferson's so good. And I think that's kind of like
paycheck.
Lamar. I like same thing with CD and Dak. we all know Dak is trash. But the only reason we're mentioning him is because CD is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, to me, those are more honorable mentions where it's like I would put more emphasis on Baker Evans than I would Lamar, Zay, or CD and Dak. And it's nothing against Lamar. It's just, I'm sorry. I think as a true threat, I think when you're facing a team like Tampa, you're going to be scheming for Evans. On the reverse side, you're not going to be scheming for Zay the way you would be scheming for Andrews or the way you'd be scheming for Evans, if that makes sense.
So, Steve, I'm going to push back there, right? I think that now, like Chris Canty said, watching the way Todd Monken uses Zay Flowers all over the place, jet sweeps, reverses, wide receiver screens, deep balls, middle of the field stuff. The way he uses him in the slot, X receiver, boundaries, everywhere, right? Everywhere, you have to account for him. And I think defenses are scheming for Zay Flowers now because he has so much offensive versatility within the Ravens offense. And again, I think, and I'm not saying this is necessarily you, but I know it's me, even as a Ravens fan, I can say that there is just that thought and that mental conditioning of seeing the Ravens not as a passing team and as a punch you in the mouth, pounded team. And I think that really affects how we view the Ravens passing game, despite the numbers, right? Because again, Lamar Jackson last year, 4,000 passing yards, 43, I believe, touchdown passes, only 4 picks, like record-setting stuff.
Right,
and so, yes, go ahead.
You're emphasizing on what Lamar brings. I concede and grant that. What I'm arguing is there better threats even in Baltimore's roster than Zay? And I would argue Andrews. Now, I know it's specifically receiver, but it's like if you're not even the number one target or in big moments, they're going to Zay. Let's be honest, they're going to go to Andrews. So the way I qualify this is like if you're not even technically undisputed number one target on your team, it's hard for me to throw you in a top 5 discussion is how I look at it.
Okay, how much of that real quick?
Like they use Flower, they use Zay in a plethora of ways, and I agree he's dynamic. But to me, it's like when they need a big third down, I think they're going to go scheme something for Andrews, and I think defenses are going to scheme first for Andrews.
Well, how much of that do you think is, and I'll let you go after this, is just Mark Andrews' physical size versus Zay Flowers' size, right? If you're trying to get, as you said, a big third down or even a fourth down, and you have a guy that's a 6'4", 6'5" tight end, versus a 5'9", 5'10" receiver, I think that just the physical size plays a difference in terms of trying to pick up or move those chains.
I would grant that probably has a lot to do. I think that you could make that same argument for like an A.J. Brown versus a Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it goes across the board, and I don't think it's a detriment to Zay. It's just physics or physics. Andrews is a big body target, and, you know what I mean? Especially in the red zone, he's going to be more viable of an option. But like that also, I think, goes to my point where it's like I understand it's nothing that Flowers can control, but I would still say I think you're making my point where it's like, yeah, given his size limitations, we would still pretty much look at Andrews being the number one option.
Fair enough.
What I'm saying? Like, I agree with you, though. Like, I'm not trying to, like, diminish Zay.
No, we get it.
Yeah, but it's like, I just think it's just hard for me to, in my opinion, I'm not saying you're wrong, because obviously it's subjective, but it's like, for me, it's hard, and it's nothing against Lamar. Like, if Lamar had a A.J. Brown, I don't even think we'd be having this discussion. But the fact that it's Zay Flowers, and nothing against him, he's a quality player. But I just look at it as like, if you're not even, in my opinion, if you're not the de facto number one option on your team, which I think we could argue that. I'm sure there's times he is the number one option, but it's not across the board.
Right.
Or it's like a lot of these tandems, like, even though these quarterbacks are not as good as Lamar, I think the combo of the two would be more, I think you could argue that case stronger than Lamar Zay, just because you're having to pick a receiver. If it was combos, I think we would be saying it'd be Andrews. And then I think you could have a top 5 argument for that duo, if that makes sense. There was another point I had. It left my mind because there was another one I wanted to kind of push back on and advocate a little bit more for. I can't remember, though. It left me. We got deep involved.
Was it the Tua one?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Twizzler. Yeah, I would argue and it's nothing to get. Like I get it. I don't think Tua is a top 5 quarterback. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback would even be a stretch. I don't even think he's top 10. But to be fair, the combination based off of production, I mean, it's like the production's undeniable. And I understand what Twizzler's saying, like, well, what about cold weather and this? I think those are qualifiers you're adding, but it's like if we're just saying as a pure combo, I don't even like Tua that much. But it's like undeniable that Tyreek is so good, he's going to drag whatever quarterback to this discussion with him because he's so dynamic and he's such a threat. Whoever's throwing him the ball, similar to Justin Jefferson. Like, I know they had Darnold last year. If Darnold stayed in Minnesota, we'd be throwing them in this conversation, but we don't know what JJ has. But there's guys that are so dynamic at certain positions that it's almost like it's not necessarily across the board the duo. Like, I don't think Baker's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's arguably bottom of the top 10.
Yes.
But the fact that him and Evans are so dynamic together, I would say together, I think they're probably 4th or 5th on the list, where it's like as a duo, their production, the threat that Evans is with Baker being the quarterback. Now, agreed, he's going to spread the ball out more because there's more talent.
There's a lot of weapons.
Yeah. Thing with Hurts in Philly, where he's going to be able to distribute at a different rate, so Brown is not going to get off. But like as a pure combo, what Hurts and Brown have in the passing game, it's kind of undeniable. And like I understand why Dak and CD get brought up in this discussion, even though Dak sucks, but CD's so good, it's hard to not look at them. But to me, as a combination, I think there's better quarterback number 1 target arguments than like Dak and CD, and it's at Dak's detriment, similar to Lamar and Zay, where I think there's better targets in the discussion than Zay. So, but it's a fun conversation to have for sure, because it's, you could go across the board, and it's kind of hard also because, who's to say what Stafford and Adams are going to be?
Right.
Who's to say what? And I'm not trying to twerk for my team, but like if Aaron Rodgers and DK have a big year, and will CD drop off a little bit with now bringing in George Pickens? Yeah, so it's an interesting call. I just wanted to call in and drop a few thoughts.
No doubt, man. Thanks for the call, Steve. I appreciate it as always, man.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Stay blessed.
Hey, you too, brother.
Stay blessed.
Bye-bye.
Great call from the king of the chat, as usual.
Bye us. Don't bye us, man. See you later.
I think that was me. My bad.
No, that was him. He bye-bye us. Bye-bye. But no, don't do that to us, man. We grown men. Peace out, man. See you later, bro.
Real quick. Why does everybody always talk about how Dak is a bum and they give Justin Herbert a pass?
Fair.
What has that dude done to earn all that money?
Throw 4 picks. No, that was Trevor who threw the 4 picks, but he allowed somebody who threw 4 picks in the first half to hawk him down in the second half.
I was there. I covered that game.
And lose in the playoffs.
I was in the press box for that game.
Last year, get decimated by, who was it, the Texans?
Yeah.
The Texans. Yeah, Texans came in there, put foots in them early.
Foots in them.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. You drive a great point.
Asses.
Boots. To acid.
No, but yeah, I'm just so tired of the Herbert hype, man. I really am. I think that guy's so overrated. He's gonna have to prove it to me.
I think it dialed down enough to where it's like meh conversation about Justin Herbert. Yeah, I think he's right where he should be now. The meh category.
Unpopular opinion. He doesn't have Herbert's physical tools, but I will take Baker over Justin Herbert any day.
Baker's a winner.
Any day.
Baker's trying to win.
Facts.
Baker touchdown maker. He's a go-getter.
Yes, he is.
Team leader. Hey, if we down, like, yo, look, get your shit together.
Right? You want to be in the foxhole with Baker because he looked like,
look, absolutely. That I would have been more worried about if the Dallas Cowboys had Baker Mayfield when we had to travel to Arlington.
That's a good one.
I've been worried. But Dak, I'll be like, oh man, we could rattle your feathers real easy. Come on.
Right. All right, guys, we ready to move on to the next topic? All right. All right, so we got to do it, y'all. We got to do it.
Get my eyelashes right. Okay. Shout out the women. Come on, man.
I don't even I don't even know what all that was, man, but I'm going to just.
Got to get our pretty girl on, man. Got Angel Reese in this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? On the heater. No?
Angel Reese is absolutely on the heater. We've talked about Angel, Caitlin Clark. And you know what? No, let me start this out the right way. First, Baltimore Bruce, what up, Bruce? He told us before the season started, he said, Angel Reese, MVP season loading. I didn't believe him. Still don't believe him.
That's not happening.
He said, Caitlin Clark will regress. He guarantees it. I didn't believe him. I believe him now. But this is not about Caitlin Clark, right? Because when Angel Reese started off the season slowly and she was playing terribly, you know, I was one of those people that, you know, I had a lot of jokes and I was laughing and, you know, cracking jokes or whatever. And just sitting back and watching, one of the things I said was that I wish Angel Reese would focus more on basketball instead of all the other stuff off the court, right? And I'm not arrogant enough to believe she watches the Format podcast and heard that, but it seems like she's really locked in and, you know, taking it to heart, because Angel Reese is absolutely tearing the WNBA apart right now. She is. Now, it may not necessarily be showing in her team's win-loss record, but as a power forward, that's not necessarily a position that can change a whole lot in terms of wins and losses, right? But Angel Reese is balling.
Shout out Jim Jones, who thinks he's better than Nas, but go ahead.
Yeah, not for that, but shout out for the ball. Right? So, what you talking about the harassment, Mr. Realist? Put that in the chat. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So I don't dislike Angel Reese. I just don't care, and I didn't like some of the stuff that came with her. I thought a lot of drama came with her, and I didn't like, you know, from the time when she was still in college, when, you know, she lost that game. And while after saying, and you can go back, I've done a couple shows really breaking down my thoughts on Angel Reese, but she lost that game. And we've heard Angel Reese say on multiple occasions that she's good with being the villain, but then she doesn't want what comes with villainy. And I'm like, I don't like all that. I also didn't like the fact that I felt like she wasn't concentrating on basketball. But what I am here to do on this particular topic is to give Angel Reese her flowers for the fact that she took all that and she used it as fuel, and she is out there absolutely dominating. And I have a great deal of respect for what she is doing on the court, right? No, Edward, I don't even like that song. I just said that because, you know, it fit. So stop it. All right. Over the last 6 games, here's some of Angel Reese's stats. Over the last 6 games, she's averaging 17.8 points per game. She is averaging 17 rebounds per game, which is an absolutely insane stretch. She's averaging 1.7 steals, 0.7 blocks, right? She is absolutely killing. She is shooting 88% from the free throw line. Now,
bingo.
Checked, right? Caitlin Clark is not shooting that from the free throw line. And she's supposed to be a shooter. Angel Reese is knocking her free throws down, right? Angel Reese is shooting 46% from the field over this last 6-game stretch. She is doing work, right? But here, to me, is probably the most impressive stat. As a power forward, someone who doesn't necessarily have the ball a lot, who's not a facilitator of offense, over that same stretch, she's averaging just about 5 assists per game. That is really impressive. That says to me she understands the offense. That says to me she's finding teammates in positions to score. Like, she is playing so extremely well right now. And honestly, it is awesome to see, you know, how long this type of stretch can last, because she is balling, absolutely balling. And so we're here on this particular episode, this topic, to give her flowers for the way she's doing it, man. Because and it's funny, this segment is not about Caitlin Clark, but as we know, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, I think we understand they're kind of forever going to be linked throughout the duration of their careers. And as Caitlin Clark, for whatever reason, is regressing, shout out Baltimore Bruce, not playing nearly as well as she has played in the past, Angel Reese is continuing to ascend. So, man, She's doing it, man. She really is doing it. And Transform, I've been talking for a minute, man. Your thoughts on what Angel Reese is out there doing and what she's been able to accomplish during this stretch, and what it signals to you about her future prospects as a player in the W.
Well, first of all, I wanted to give you just enough time as it takes for Angel Reese to put her makeup on. I was letting you have as much time as you needed.
Yeah. She
much
needs
time
a lot
as
of
you. I know the dinner started at 9 and it's currently 9:10 and you're still getting dressed. I'm patient,
right,
young fella. I'm patient. No, man. Angel Reese, Angel Reese, LSU Tiger phenomenon, NCAA champion.
Yes.
Chicago Sky power forward.
Yes.
Potential all-star, WNBA 2K cover girl now. She's finally putting the work in from the field goal perspective. That's all we needed. That's all I needed, right? We know she's a dominant force on the rebounds. We know she's a dominant force defensively. She gets real tough. She's all in your face. She's an agitator when it comes to being on the court. I just needed her to knock down field goals. I mean, not knock down her shots. Her biggest bugaboo has been the fact that she's been going a lot of 3 for 11, a lot of 2 for 10, a lot of 4 for 15. Those type of games is really kind of diminishing the fact that this chick was averaging at least 15 rebounds per game in like 7 to 8 straight games. Like 15 plus rebounds. And a lot of people were saying, and she denounced it, I believe, on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, it's a lot of me bounds." They call them me bounds when she's missing her own shot and she's putting it back in.
Yeah.
She's only been averaging like 2 of those a game. Yeah. So if you take 2 away from a 17 rebound average, that's still 15 rebounds a game.
Transformer, over the last 6 games, she's averaging 18 and 17. So the same way we were giving Caitlin Clark all the love for having the incredible runs that she was having that we had never seen before, we got to do it here for Angel Reese. Absolutely. We have never in the 28 years that the WNBA has existed, and obviously we've seen some dominant rebounders, dominant players. We've never seen a stretch like this, bro. We've never seen a stretch like this. And again, you're talking about Angel Reese over this stretch is shooting 88% from the damn stripe, bro.
Yes. 88%. 12 for 15 in the previous game.
And let me sit here, look into the camera and say, I'm the same one that was talking about her broke shot. And she's knocking down 88% of her free throws over this stretch. She is shooting 46% from the floor over this stretch. Caitlin Clark can't say that, and she's supposed to be a shooter. So shout out Angel Reese for getting out here and doing the work. Not just doing the dirty work, but also knocking down shots. And, right, in so far this season, 18 starts, 12 double-doubles, and a triple-double. Like, come on, man.
That's a lot,
When would
bro.
we have expected Angel Reese to get a triple-double? Real talk.
I wouldn't have counted it.
I wouldn't have.
She doesn't facilitate.
But so I love the fact that she took clowns like me who are out here with the jokes. She said, okay, hold my damn beer. And she's out here doing it. So, yes, Edward, thank you. Absolutely. You know what? Another one. Shout out Angel.
Another one.
And another one.
And another one.
But no, for real though, like she's really out here. And I'll say this honestly. I'm not even being facetious because y'all know, man, if I'm wrong about something, I got no problem coming out here and saying it. Who's going to be right all the time? You're wrong, you're wrong. As a man, you say it, right? So my thing is this. When you look at what Angel Reese is doing, she's dominating. But I feel bad for her because it's got to be so frustrating that all her efforts are not going to wins.
Yeah,
that's the problem. I do feel bad because she is balling her butt off, right? And I want to use another word, but I'm trying not to be profane. She's balling her butt off out here.
That butt's still there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So no, she's out here doing the work and getting it in, and she's not being rewarded with wins. That's got to be super, super frustrating. But
yeah,
man,
sitting at 5 for 13, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Yeah. And that just shows, obviously the team needs more help and the team needs better coaching, but she's doing it, man. She's doing it. I don't know what else there is I can say other than continuing to give her flowers and hoping, that she can continue to play to this level. I mean, obviously, 18 and 17 can't go on for the rest of the season, but hoping she can continue to play to a high level, continue to develop, because guess what that is? That's going to be better for the league, right? And that's going to be better for her rival, her nemesis, right? Because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Angel Reese over there killing. I need to get right. I need to scale down these turnovers. I need to start making shots, right? So I think that's going to be good for everybody involved in women's basketball. And yeah, shout out Angel Reese, man.
Angel Reese, you're doing it, girl. You're doing it, girl. I mean, my biggest pet peeve with her was the misses. It was a lot of the misses, but it was also the diva-like mentality.
Yeah,
without having the diva-like production. Right. If you're on social media and you're making all this noise and hooping and hollering and me this, me that, and you're not giving that production, then it kind of is like, okay, now you're making the headlines for the wrong reason, right? This is the type of production you get to say what the hell you want, right? You get to talk that talk. You get to stand
that's right.
all 6'2". I think how tall
6'3".
6'3". All right, you get to stand all 6'3" and be that alpha female like you want to be. But I guess beta female. We'll call them alpha's a male, but
whatever.
Y'all get what I'm saying. But but stand tall like that woman you are. So she's been cutting down on a lot of the he say she say on the social media, and obviously she has just been dominating on the court, man. I mean, I'm looking at these numbers and you like, God, like, girl, you look prettier.
Right. Yeah. Killing. Like they don't know what to do with it. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And like I said, you want to see, because I don't know what more she can do. She just needs help, man. They need a
guard.
They need a guard, and they need a coach, because that coach is bad. When you got someone like this and you're squandering that work that they're putting in, I can see where the frustration will come into play.
Do you think they tank bad enough for them to get Juju?
Oh, well, Juju is not coming out this year. She's got to come out the next year, because last year she was a freshman. This year she's a sophomore. So you got to play at least 3 years in college to come out to the WNBA.
That sucks.
So they can't even get to her right away. That would be awesome, though.
That would have been crazy, because they would have been in the fighting for it. Ooh, that would have been nasty.
So what up, G? What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, man. Look, y'all know if I'm wrong, I got no problem looking in this camera and saying it. And I was wrong. Yeah. And I love to see what Angel Reese is out here doing, man. Shout out Angel freaking Reese.
Shout out the Bayou, man.
That's right. So y'all know what time it is, man. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take a couple of calls on this topic.
Oh, G, go ahead. I know G on standby.
You already know. You already know.
Because we already cursed Caitlin out.
Like, is the dog snoring? I think so. No. I thought I heard it.
She is.
What's going on, Edward? I thought so.
Man, what's up, my brother?
What's going on, man?
With y'all, man? I said, I wasn't gonna call in on this segment. I'm gonna call in most definitely on the next one.
Okay.
So anyway,
don't call in with no BS on the next one, but go ahead though.
All right, man, we're gonna have some BS, but look, Bruce, let's look. Hey, Steve, my boy, I need to find out what you got, an Xbox or a PS5, so I can see you that 2K with Angel Reese on there. You hear me? Hey, most definitely, brother. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Special package delivered to you. Anyway,
hey.
I think it was a month ago. Y'all called me out on this panel. You know what I'm saying? Especially my brother Transformer. We was talking about, with Angel Reese and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, y'all give her time. She's gonna be all right.
Yeah, but she was playing like garbage at the time, so you got to call it what was happening, right? That's why you see me sitting right here now giving her flowers for what she's doing.
I see you giving her the flower, but I don't hear my brother doing the same thing neither, though.
Did you not watch the show?
Different show? Right. Right.
What the hell?
Are you watching something else?
No. Hey, Bruce, you got the batteries in your backpack, and you know what I mean by batteries in your backpack.
You know me better than that, Edward. You know me better than that.
God rest his dead. I don't hear that same energy from my brother. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's okay, man. Hey,
what energy do I need to give?
hey, we all love Oreos on this channel, man. You know
Stop.
what I mean?
Stop.
Hey,
Stop.
dude, you a wild boy. You know what I mean? hey, it's all good though, man. But she gonna keep progressing. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought that she was trying to, when she was working out with
Lisa Leslie,
and also Chris. Transform. You know who I'm talking about? Chris, Caucasian male that.
Yeah. The one that I know you're talking about. Yep. Chris. Barkley. Wait, Chris. I think it's Chris Barkley.
I think that's it. Yeah,
she been working
with everybody thought. Everybody thought that. You know what I'm saying? That was like more of like a Ben Simmons-esque. And what's up, Gino? Speaking of that, that was mad crazy. Better than Jason Tatum. But anyway. Got to jump on topic, but yeah, they thought that it was just all like
Wait,
just want to look good and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? No, you remember when said Ben Simmons was gonna be better than Jason Tatum?
Oh yeah, don't worry about all that.
Man. Yeah. That was. I'm still stuck on that one, man. I saw him in the chat.
Oh, you hung up on him.
The call just dropped. Edward, you can call back, man. The call dropped. I don't know what happened.
Brickley, it was something like that. Brickley. Chris Brickley.
Yeah, but overall, man, it really is good to see what she's doing, man. 5 assists, 88% from the line. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy.
No, man, she's hooping. She's finally putting the work in, man. She's cashing the checks that her mouth's been writing.
That's right.
That's what we needed to see. We knew she could do it, man. We know she could do it. We seen it at LSU. So it's not like we knew that she was going to come into the league and not be able to do or replicate what she was doing at LSU. Chick was a dog.
Absolutely.
She just needed to put the ball in the basket more than she was missing. In my opinion, that's all that she was missing. Other than that, we knew she can rebound. We know she can defend. I need her to stop trying to play ISO ball at the 3-point line, though. I don't want her doing that. Like, no, ma'am. They pick your pockets easy out there.
Well, maybe she'll. Oh, he said he lost service. Maybe that will change. She's going to continue to work on that portion of her game. I wouldn't advise it that far out, but hey, she got to figure it out, right?
You got to start raining like CC.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, well, I guess we're not going to get any more calls on this.
That's Steve? No, Gino? Like, what?
No, Bruce?
No, Bruce. Bruce, I know you hiding somewhere listening to the podcast.
Ninja in the cut, man.
Like, man,
look, don't be trying to call in at the end and then comment on every segment, man. When we open up the phone lines for the segments, then call.
It's like he calls in to give us a summary of our show.
Right. What up, G? What's going on, brother?
Oh, see, you said he called.
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What you got, man?
Oh, man. So the apology needs to be just as loud as the insult. I sat on these shows, maybe 2, 3, 4 shows, and y'all dragged my girl like she wasn't from Baltimore.
Yeah, but she was playing like trash at the time, though.
But it was so much like, her off the court antics is affecting her game. Like,
yeah,
no, that's a professional sport. It's a professional sport, and it takes some getting used to. She ain't coming down shooting the ball from the hash. She's getting hers in the mud. But that's no here, no there. Y'all already knew I was gonna get on here and talk like this.
No doubt. So that's love.
Yeah, you knew that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season looked like. She on a terrible team, and maybe she was trying to win other ways. That's why her numbers were so low. But long point blank layups is not, you got to make those. But hey, man, shout out to her, man.
Yes,
and what she's been doing for the rest of the younger ladies that's coming up behind her. Right, she's definitely influential, and we argue about that unequal pay that they go through, man. I think they put a better product out, and if it makes a topic on your show, it must be worth talking about. And so I just want to give them a shout out first and foremost, and with the expansion of the 2 new teams that they adding to the WNBA. So I think the talent level is definitely rising. It's unfair to rank them amongst the men, but the competitive nature is sometimes it supersedes what we see from an NBA perspective.
Agreed.
And that's pretty much all I had, man. I told you she was gonna have a sophomore slump, but it's good that she has the people and the resources that can back her and work on her game and get better as the season goes along, man. And I think it's gonna be a really, really interesting season. Not so much for her, but I think that if they decide to build around her, it'll make for a better team. Right?
Agreed.
I think that those two is definitely a star. American Pie and his name is definitely going to be there. Angel Reese is definitely going to be there, man. She's definitely one of them ones. And yeah. Shout out, fellas.
Had to go that American Pie in there. Had to throw that in there.
Sure did. Caitlin Clark is American Pie. Oh, man. I appreciate the call, G, man. Thank you. Good to hear from you.
All right, bro.
All right, brother.
It's American Pie. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. No, man, look. Again, what she's doing, historical, and I hope it continues. I really do. I hope
it makes it big for them, man.
Yes.
It makes it big for them. Asia Wilson has been carrying that damn league for quite a few years now.
Yeah.
Girl, she's like, hey, man, getting heavy. It's getting heavy over here.
But you know what? And I know this is an Angel Reese topic, but just as you brought up Asia Wilson, I love her game. Man. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's because she's left-handed and because she's a big, but I really see the David Robinson. I do.
She dominates in all angles of the game.
Mm-hmm.
She can defend, block, rebound, score.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Like, she put that mouth guard in, you got a problem.
Yeah, no doubt. What you guys see?
Bruh. Credit to her for playing well, but we got to go on an apology tour for calling what we saw. Come on.
No. Hold on. For me, it's not about an apology tour, right? I'm not going to speak for Transformer. It's not about apologizing. It's about plain and simple. I was getting on her when she was playing like trash. So now that she's balling,
you mean you're holding her accountable like any other athlete?
Right. But now that she's balling, I gotta speak on that as well. Because she's balling to a level that I didn't even expect. No, did you hear me apologize? I don't think I did.
Not you. G called in. Everybody's talking about we need an apology tour. Come on now. Come on now. And I'll be fair. Caitlin Clark's been playing like poop. Well, I guess the last couple games she's been playing better. But we should be hard on her too.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, I got no problem with that.
We should say it, but I don't know what this misconception where it's like because I said what I said about Angel Reese, that was true for 2 straight months.
Right.
She had a good week. Now we got to start twerking. It's like, all right, good for her, but it's like you got to go do something about it, and we got to start winning games.
Well,
okay, and I'll say same thing as Caitlin Clark.
Right.
She's not playing to the level that she should be playing at. She should be held accountable as well.
Well, Steve, what I'll say is, one, this is 6 games, right? And this is not the NBA where 6 games can happen in a week and a half, right? This is a good little stretch in the W. And it's not just that she's playing good, it's that she's playing at a historic level, a level that in, nearly 30 years has never been seen before in that league. So got to give credit. And like I said,
sure. We should definitely give her we should definitely give her flowers.
This is someone who couldn't hit the broadside. No.
Yeah,
but this is someone who
apologizing for all them brick layups and shit.
Okay, but look, she's shooting 88% from the free throw line, like during this stretch. That's crazy.
Oh, come on. You should be shooting good from the free throw.
But no. How many bigs don't shoot well from the free throw line, Steve? Come on, man.
I mean, you should be shooting close to at least 70%.
She's shooting 88% from the stripe, Steve.
I'm giving her
over the stretch. Over the stretch,
yes.
But we're not. But we're talking about free throws. We're talking about field goal percentage too, though. That's what's important. It's like we're not disputing the free throw line. I said you can't be missing all them layups.
I got you.
I mean, I'm all about it. She's playing well. Definitely deserves credit. I'm all for that.
Yeah, she's playing historically well.
Beginning of the year, all the things I said at the beginning of the year are still true. The things that we were all saying about it, where it's like, get off social media, put down the Instagram, get in the gym, and it's working. That's how it should be, though.
Agreed.
That's how it should be.
Agreed. So I think 2 things can be true here, Steve. One is that there's no need for an apology, but 2, giving her flowers is absolutely necessary as well. So I see what you're saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, yeah, it's a good topic, and we should definitely, because it's headline. She is balling, which she deserves a lot of credit for.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
The idea that it's like, everybody should be out here like taking back what they were saying before. It's like, nah, I think it's a little too far.
Right.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah, Edward, you're 100% right. Nafisha Collier is going to be the MVP. She's killing. You're right.
Who is?
Nafisha Collier from Minnesota Lynx. She's killing.
You think she's going to win it over Asia?
Oh, she go. Yeah.
I don't see how.
I don't take that much attention. I just see headlines and like stat lines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, man, y'all keep it rolling. I don't want to take up the whole conversation. I just want to call in and say I do not apologize, but I will give her. I will apologize to a woman on air. Give me a break. There's no way. Not happening.
Oh man. All right, Steve. Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Peace
all right, bro.
No bye. Peace out, bro.
Yeah, my man.
All right, Steve.
He said bye.
Oh man, it's a great one.
That bye. I was like, wait, what? Bye.
Bruce, I'm telling you, Bruce, if you're listening, call now, man. We not discussing Angel Reese. If you decide to call in at the end of the show, we not. So if you want to talk, there you go. What up, Bruce?
What's going on with you, man?
What's going on, big man? How you doing?
I called it, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, man.
And that's what we're here for. You absolutely did.
Yeah. If Chicago had better guards, a better record, she would definitely be in the MVP conversation. But
do you think she would, even if they had better guards? And I only say that to say, because she started off so slowly, it's like ground to make up. You know what I mean?
I say in the conversation, not in like the top 3 or 4. Like,
I got you.
Every whispers.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's unheard of, man.
No, it's historical. Yeah. No, she killing.
That's something that she worked on. I mean, I don't know. Whoever taught her young, they taught her how to learn how to box out young. I mean, that's one of the fundamentals she really took advantage. Whoever taught her how to rebound, they did an excellent job. But she's shooting better too, like,
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, man, and it's sad, man. She's doing well, and the team just can't put it together now. They're not getting blown out like they once did. They're playing better. Maybe I think it's a little bit too late. But yeah, man, she's playing great, man, and it's a good thing to see. It's crazy. All this happened. Yesterday they just had a big fuss about knocking a clipboard out of Coach Hand. Remember that yesterday?
Say that again? My bad.
When she knocked the clipboard out of Coach's hand yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that, bro?
Well, I mean, I didn't even think it needed to be really addressed. It didn't look good, but I think it's more along the lines of what Transformer and I were saying, is that it's the frustration stemming from her literally leaving everything on the floor, and it's not equating to wins. And that's all that is, man. Things happen. Whatever.
She's not the reason they're getting blown out by 20 every other game. Like,
think about
it's not her fault.
She's doing everything she can do, right? She is giving her team how many extra possessions every game, right? Yeah. She's doing that. She's passing the ball. She's making her free throws. She's making her shots. Like, at this point, like, she's doing everything she could do. So I get it. It's just the frustration talking. I don't think it's anything crazy though.
Yeah, and I added, hey, I think this is I don't see nothing wrong with it either. And it's funny before I get off, because I'm gonna take this call on. I said she was going to regress, and she regressed.
Yep.
Hey, Steve, if you listen to Steve, she's a brittle little weakling, Steve. She can't stay healthy, Stevie.
He had to push that button.
Hey, Steve, and then some of that shit, girl. You be all in the chat, brother. That's my girl.
Mm-hmm.
Your girl, man. I don't know what's going on at home, brother. That hamstring kind of weak back there, bro. She's shooting 29% for the 3, brother. What's going on? She turned the ball over at a very, very high rate, Steve.
At a historical rate.
That's an historical rate right there.
That's disgusting.
And then know what the thing is? She throws stones and she hide her hands. She's antagonizing. She's sneaky. She's passive aggressive. She's exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. I don't mean to. You know what? Indiana playing better without her. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, they got smacked around by the Valkyries today in her first game back.
But it's not like 4 in a row before this happened. No, playing well. But yeah, Stevie, man. Get your girl together, man. All right, boys. I'll call back on the next one, bro.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call, man.
All right, so.
Later. I knew we were going to get a call from Bruce. I knew we had to on that topic.
You got to. No questions.
Yeah. We got 2 calls from B-More today, matter of fact.
Oh, we did? But you know they're going to stand up for their Baltimore girl?
You already know.
They're going to stand up. I'm surprised. What's up? But TDG, she ain't call in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's an Angel Reese lover. You know, everything Baltimore for her.
Right. Yeah.
She love them Baltimore guys and girls.
No, D Frequency, what's going on, man? You might have to go back and listen to the breakdown we gave. Now she's on the heater right now. She's killing. She's killing.
She's definitely been balling out.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go to the next topic, and
All right.
I got the sound for you when you're ready.
Oh man, so we got some sound for you guys. So apparently, Michael Jordan is somewhere on Mother Earth enjoying a cigar, probably on a golf course. You know, little thing, a yik yak in his cup, getting ready to smash one about 150 yards deep, 150 feet. I don't know how golf works. I'm just now starting to get on the golf course. So about 150 feet out. I'm about to start getting out there and get my Tiger Wish He Could on.
All right.
But Kevin Durant was on LeBron James's Mind the Game podcast alongside Steve Nash last week, and they've been rolling out the segments of what they've been talking about. And one of the conversations was asking Kevin Durant about the feel and the mental strain on re-signing contracts and staying what word am I looking for? Staying hooked into the game, staying locked into the game,
focused, staying hungry,
staying hungry, staying focused, all of those things. So, and since Kevin Durant had a bar to say, or some people are calling it a shot fired at Michael Jordan, and LeBron James didn't say a thing. So, if we can, we're going to talk about Kevin Durant because this other person didn't say it. He who shall not be named, but I kind of already mentioned. But he said this. So Bruce is going to play a little sound clip, and I want to hear what you guys have to say and think, and give us your take on it, Bruce.
I know what some people are going to have to say and think about it, but we'll go ahead. All right, let's do it.
Just like you sign a new contract, every time you get better as a player, I truly feel that you got to recommit and sign that contract with yourself every so often. Like, all right, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
What's up with the face, man? So, some people want to go play baseball. Guys, and I'm going to give you my quick opinion on what he said. Some of y'all can't take a joke. Some people can't take a slight little punch or a funny little jab, right? Kevin Durant isn't dumb. We all know Kevin Durant's not dumb, right? The moment I heard it, I understood it. You know, coming from where I'm coming from, and Ed Dog, we can speak on this. We call it checking. We check folks for a daily, right? Checking by meaning that
Joning, having jokes.
Joning. Some people call it joning, having jokes, and just throwing a little punch, like man, hey man, somebody over here went to go play baseball and then come back. To me, I didn't see that as a shot. I saw it more as a joke at him, saying, "Chip, some people want to go play baseball," but then we know what happened when Jordan came back. He won 3 straight again. Kevin Durant knows these facts. He knows what happened. So I think in answering his question, Kevin Durant's not good at being funny or because everything Kevin Durant, people think he take things serious because he doesn't really joke that often. I saw that as a joke. As in, I'm gonna throw a punch and jab at Michael Jordan. Like, man, some people want to go freaking play baseball. That they need that mental break. Some people want to play 20 years. Some people want to do 22 or something like that. That's how I saw it. But I'm gonna let the chat, the world, respond. What did you think, and why do you think Kevin Durant threw such a shot at Michael Jordan? Bruce, do you want to let this finish, or do you want to continue?
We can let it finish, man. Oh, I think everyone pretty much knows where I stand on it, so I don't even have to, let's listen to a little more of what he said, though. But I like what you had to say, though. I don't agree, but I like it.
Right? Yeah. And then I want to come back. Well, some people say I'm gonna go 22 straight. And you know what I'm saying? So it's a contract I feel like you got to have with yourself too, in order for you to be a great ball player or to have a long career. That's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. That's the goal. However you want to get there, but you gotta recommit to yourself before you commit to anything else.
That's interesting. But like all that's a factor, like seeing what other people did, seeing maybe they didn't fulfill their potential. They didn't keep going as long as they could have, but it all starts again with that love, that passion for what you do every day.
For sure.
So we'll leave it right there. I did think about something though, Transformer. So when KD says, the goal is to play 20 years, right? I think I get a little irritated because, and this is some real talk, right? This generation has access to more information than anybody who ever lived previously, right? This is a fact, right? This is not my opinion. This is a fact, right? This thing here, Transformer. What's that, man?
That's a dirty ass Android. Oh, okay, my bad.
Right, but it's a dirty Android smartphone, though, right? It's a smartphone, which literally gives us the world of information
in the palm,
all the information available in the world, just like that, in the palm of your hand, right? So for people to say some of the things that they say is bothersome to me, right? And the reason that I say that, Kevin Durant, what's up, young disciple? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yes, absolutely. MJ cited physical and mental fatigue. Now, part of that is, do we not understand that? Correct. Let me back up. Do we understand how hard it was to play 20 years back in that era, right? Because of what did young disciples say? The physical fatigue, and not just the physical fatigue, but the physical pounding on your body as a basketball player. It wasn't like it is now, right? The floor wasn't spread all open, and they didn't take away physicality for most of the season, right? Dudes were really getting physically abused for the bulk of their careers. So part of that, when people say, when Kevin Durant says, the goal is to play 20, it's a lot easier to play 20 now than it was to play 20 then. And that's not me taking a shot, because listen, to be a professional athlete in any era for 20 years is a phenomenal accomplishment. It speaks to your dedication to your body and to your craft. So I get that. But he's talking as if he doesn't know these things, right? And then you can say you took it as a joke, Transformer, when he says, some people say they want to go play baseball. But okay, let's just say, cool. He says he wanted to go play baseball because we know Michael Jordan is a guy always thriving, looking for challenges, right? Okay, cool. So now,
only good at one, but he tried it.
He did try. He tried to compete. But doesn't it speak to, when people talk about, Michael Jordan left to play baseball, he quit twice. Okay, cool. Doesn't it then speak to the greatness that you can go away for nearly 2 years, come back, rebuild your body back into a basketball player, and then dominate again for another three-peat? Like, why do people leave that part out of it? You know what I'm saying? And this is KD. I'm not talking about the other guy, because this is not about him. I'm talking about KD's commentary, right? So why are people acting as if KD shouldn't know this? And KD knows how hard it is to win. He's won twice, right? With a super team. Michael Jordan didn't have a super team. He played in a tougher era. We all know that. KD knows how hard it is to win. I'm sorry, what?
They were a very great super team.
They were
not this definition of super team, but they were definitely a juggernaut. Yeah.
Okay.
won 50, 60 games after he even left. So they were very great.
Oh,
no, I'm just saying. I'm not.
No.
I'm trying to interject your point, but I'm saying they were a great team.
No. I get that. But we could talk about that another time because people always like to throw that out there. Oh, they won 57 games the year before and then they won 55 without Michael Jordan. But that's a lazy argument. But that's something we can do another time. But the point is, I don't understand why KD is acting like he doesn't know the real, like he doesn't understand the nuance behind that. Maybe he doesn't, but I didn't like the commentary for that. But yeah, go
okay.
ahead.
Because I want to understand what part of what he said made you think that he, in a sense, I think you think he dissed the fact that he came back and won and did a three-peat? Because he never said anything about that.
The fact that he stepped away. Because I believe that it's my opinion that when Michael Jordan stepped away to go do the baseball thing, one, I think that he was also looking at that connection that he had with his dad with baseball. Like that was also something that connected them. They both love baseball and they both had talked about it. And apparently the reports are that he had already talked to Jerry Krause, and this is prior to his dad dying, and saying like, yo, go ahead, and if we win, I'm going to step away and I'm going to try that. So he had already, not Jerry Krause, Jerry Reinsdorf. He had already talked to the owner of the Bulls about that. And so that's another thing, coincidentally, that often gets left out. No, GKD's not a top 10 player. No. But that's something that often gets left out as well. And I'm like, the disingenuousness is really, really annoying. Like all this stuff, we can find all of that. But people act like they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I think you're missing the point.
Yeah, talk to me.
I think you're missing the point. See, this is why I don't think this is more so a shot at Michael Jordan, because what Michael Jordan did was true. We can't deny the fact. Michael Jordan, KD also went on to say the mental strain, finding the love, repeating the same thing over and over again, wanting to go back and do it again. If I make the finals and I lose, or I went and I felt like the season was a failure and my contract and extension is coming up and I'm in year 16. Because remember, he also stated, after you win, four titles or a couple of titles and you get so many MVPs, like you're like, okay, what's my motivation now? So he was saying, and this is what I heard, everybody hears their own thing, but what I'm hearing is Kevin Durant, like some people lose that love and it's like, man, why am I still doing it? Some people go leave and play baseball. That's what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan admitted, I lost the love, right? I like the mental strain, the physical barrier of carrying this team to the playoffs and carrying this team to the finals and winning it 3 straight times. I need a break. I need to go. I think more so that's what Kevin Durant's trying to say. Like this is tough trying to play this long, be this great for so long, and not feel like I need to step away. Like not feel like, all right, man, like what am I playing for? Jordan had 3 titles, multiple MVPs. Like, why is he still playing? Like he left. So that's what I'm hearing from Kevin Durant. Like,
also, I feel you on that, but also Kevin Durant can't speak to what Jordan felt in terms of stepping away, because Jordan was so unequivocally unbeatable at that time in terms of being on top of the mountain, that we have to look at it and say as well, Michael Jordan is a guy always looking for a challenge. At that point, he had gotten the 3-peat. Nobody was going to knock him off. So he's like, I'm going to try something else, right? So he tries, he fails, says, all right, I'm going to come back to where I'm the king. But let me say this real quick. Young Disciple says that only him and his father knew. So I just looked this up real quick. And,
okay. It was a previous comment. I'm like, where?
Michael Jordan did discuss his decision to pursue baseball with Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner of both the Chicago Bulls and Chicago White Sox. In November 1993, Reinsdorf approached Herb Schneider, the White Sox trainer, to help prepare Jordan for baseball, indicating a prior conversation where Jordan had expressed his intent to switch sports. Reinsdorf, who owned the White Sox, signed Jordan to play for the Birmingham Barons, a minor league affiliate of the White Sox. In 1994, additionally, Reinsdorf continued paying Jordan his NBA contract of over $3 million during the 93-94 season, suggesting they had discussed Jordan's transition and the financial arrangements to support it. While specific details of their conversation are not fully public, these actions confirm that discussions took place. So this actually was something that was reported that he had previously talked to Jerry Reinsdorf about it. So like we got to stop, not we, but some people in the mainstream sports media got to stop pushing this narrative that, oh, Jordan just quit. Like, no. You know what I'm saying?
But KD didn't say he quit.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying
away.
some people say that.
Okay. I got you.
I'm not saying KD said that. Yeah, some people, and you have heard some of these people who like to.
Somebody thinks like me. Somebody thinks like me.
I mean, that could be it too.
Somebody thinks like me. Shout out D Frequency, man. Hey,
yeah.
Shout out D Frequency. I had that segment and conversation with Bruce a couple months ago. Months ago, like he was suspended, and folks didn't want to admit it.
I never say it is because like we don't have anything like concrete.
There's no proof.
Right. It's the same thing like other accusations about other players that I don't like to bring up for the most part.
Conspiracies.
Yes, conspiracy.
Absolutely.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but at the end of the day, though, I didn't like KD saying that because to me, I could be wrong. I definitely thought it was a shot. Yeah. And then the three of them sitting there laughing. I didn't think that was a joke. I thought it was a shot.
I definitely saw it as a joke because he didn't. When you're serious about something, you'll elaborate on it. When you're taking a shot at somebody, you'll elaborate on why. And I think it was more so sort of like, I mean, some people would go, when you're having a conversation, right? And then like something pops in your head to try to defend your reference. So you like reference something else, like because such did this, it makes you think, okay, man, maybe that's a reason why they did such a thing. You reference a point. I think to everybody top of mind, that's a major point to everybody when you're looking at the detail and what Kevin Durant was saying prior and after he took this jab at Michael Jordan. He was saying, after you win so much, after you're that guy, you're on the top of the world, and you have to go back to re-signing that contract. It's like, damn, like, do I want to do it again? Like, do I want to repeat this? Like, do I want to do another 3 to 4 years? That's what Kevin Durant's saying. And I think more so like it's more so a joke at Michael Jordan, but he understands why Michael Jordan did it. Like, shit, some people want to go play baseball. I need to free my mind away from holding this game on the top of the world for so much longer, right? Because, like you said, fatigue, mental strain. He just got done with a three-peat, back to back to back, and to try to do it again. That means Michael Jordan didn't have an offseason.
Right.
On another point, Michael Jordan's father passed in July 1993. That was the last title. So a lot of that mental strain is weighing on Jordan. Like, damn, bro, like I didn't have the time to spend with my family. I missed a lot of my dad. Like I did want to play baseball, but now since
the previous summer was the dream team.
The previous summer was the dream team. So Michael Jordan didn't have no time off of, you could say, 4 straight years. I didn't have no time off. So guess what? I need a break. Why am I re-signing the contract right now? Like, bump it. That to me is where, because I heard what Kevin Durant said before he said it and after he said it. He's alluding to, damn, man, this is a lot of strain. Where's my mental focus going to be after I've won titles? I've done that. I'm a champion. I've won MVPs. I've done that. Scoring titles. I've done that. Like, okay, well, what's my motivation to keep going? Right? Some people want to do 20 years, but he's also going to reference like, but that shit's tough. It's mentally tough. No, I'm saying, I don't mean to mention he who was not named, who doesn't mean to be named, but when he went to 8 straight finals, that had to be mentally tough.
Absolutely, mentally and physically taxing. Yes,
mentally and physically taxing. Like I don't really have an off season because my postseason plus the 82 games, that is a lot of games. The man got 3 kids, right? Michael Jordan's probably thought that same thing. Like, God damn, like I've spent 4 straight seasons. I haven't seen my kids. My dad just passed. That was my world, right? We shared a bond that I wanted to do anyway. He's not going to be able to get a chance to see me do it now. I'm going to go do it for him.
Do it for him.
I'm going to do it for him. Like,
agreed.
I need to step away from this game. I need to step away. And that's where I saw it more as a sort of jab because they did laugh behind it. Like, that's funny. The man did go play baseball, man. Said F it for a couple of years, but I need a break. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like he was like, some people's quit. But then KD smart. He knows Jordan came back to win 3 more. So I don't think he would say that as a shot, knowing that he came back and won 3 more. That's tough to give a shot like that. That's why I said it more of a joke and a reference point to make his point more valid that, bro, this is tough. It's tough to do it for that long.
So Sneed had a great point in the chat, and I didn't even think about this. I don't know why. He says the podcast gets recorded, edited, finalized. They left it in there after a full review and kept it without any reservation. Nobody thought maybe we should consider how this might be received. Then he says, this is Sneed. There was an MJ jab and a Braun promotion in the same breath. That's clear as day. I think I agree with Sneed on this. It would have been one thing if it was live, right? But if you actually record it, take the time to do the editing and the mix down and all that, neither Steve Nash, KD, LeBron, the producers, nobody thought, wait a minute, somebody's gonna assume we jabbing that mic. And they probably would have said, maybe we should, you know what I'm saying?
No, they would not.
Nobody would think that. Really? Not the PR people. Nobody whose job it is to think about things like that.
No. What?
I gotta agree with Sneed.
The answer is very, very simple, Sneed. What do we do? What are we doing?
Talking about it.
Exactly. What is the show? That's a podcast. I'm going to leave something that may go viral in there, baby. This is the business of where if anything could get me publicity, I'm going to do that said thing. They probably saw it and was like, yeah, we're going to get some clicks on that one. Because guess what? It got 2 million views in like the next day. You know what I mean? So I will definitely leave something like that. That man could have said something egregious. And I'm like,
they get mad views anyway. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I mean, when you're battling the pantheons of all these podcasts coming up, you got Joe and that's Joe and Jada. That's rap. But we got all these sports. I love that show, by the way. We get like Joe and Jada. That got a very, very good show. That, man. Yeah. You don't watch rap and you don't like Jada and Joe?
No, I like them, but I don't watch that show. That's it.
Oh man, you gotta watch one, really. Man. They're pretty funny, man. Jada Kiss is hilarious. But anyway, a lot of pause moments on there, boy. Joey Crack don't know how to hold himself. Pause. But anyway,
right.
But anyway, for something like that, like you're battling all these podcasts that you know what I'm saying are hitting these mainstreams. They're getting rewards, the sponsors, and all that. We know Braun is a very, 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 very great businessman. He's shown that throughout his entirety of his career so far. He is yet to fail in a sense of a business move to be made. I'm pretty sure the PR team is like, yeah, we're keeping that in there. Duh. What's the biggest conversation in sports? Braun and Jordan. What did KD just mention without no leading to it? Nobody asked him about Jordan. He just said it. Shit, Jordan. Notice LeBron didn't really say nothing after that. He like, oh shit. Okay. He was like, I didn't say that because they're gonna think I said it, and now I paid you to say it, and yeah. You said that off rip, but then he immediately went on past it. It was like, moving on, because it was a major like Jordan leaving to play baseball is such a major reference in sports because it never really happened for nobody at his level of greatness. Did Tom leave? No, I mean he retired like at the very, very end, but that was like more right. Family thing. But like in the middle of his prime, was he 31, 32 when he left the first time? No. Kobe left? No. Timmy, Shaq, anybody else leave? Right? Barry Bonds leave? Like nobody left. So he was, like I said, to me, so he was more referencing that strain of like, man, that shit was tough what Jordan went through. The man needed to go play baseball. I need to get away. Like I need that mental break to get back to my family and stuff, and more so leading to the strain on, like you said, re-signing that deal. He's like, every time I go back and they, saying that, man, another 3 to 4 years. And you're like, damn, do I? Where's that love? Where's that motivation? Like, damn, like, why am I going to re-sign this contract? What do I plan on? Is it the money? Some people's motivation is money. Some people's motivation is, furthering along in legacy or stuff in the stat sheet to make your argument better. Everybody has a different motive. So that's why I saw it more of a joking jab not necessarily a shot at Jordan, but like, Jordan, what you did was wrong because you should have played 20 straight years, or you should have did it all the way through. You should have fought through it. Because like I said, Kevin Durant would have elaborated on it if it was a shot at him versus like, hey, man, a point of reference is the fact that the man went to go play baseball. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on it. That's why I laughed at as soon as I heard it, because before, guys, we talk a lot. Me and obviously me and Bruce, we talk a lot. We chat a lot. And as soon as I got the message saying this was number 3 on the topic, I'm like, I knew it was coming. I saw that interview right when it came out, and I'm like, I knew this was coming. And I thought you were gonna play Rob Parker's comments, because Rob Parker spazzed for no reason. I was like, why is he spazzing?
Yeah,
What's
that
wrong
was
with him?
you know what's funny? Edward and I actually talked about that. Shout out Edward. And I had to give Edward his props because the topic was MJ. To your point, it had nothing to do with LeBron. And Rob Parker went off and went insane and yelled for 2.5 minutes about LeBron. And I'm like,
LeBron.
Even I had to admit, like, what are you doing? This has nothing to do with, but what are we doing here? Because if you notice, I haven't brought up LeBron here. This has nothing to do with him.
He called the man soft. I was like, bro, he started jabbing at LeBron.
LeBron is one thing, but LeBron had nothing to do with any of this. So, like, Edward and I actually talked about that.
Yeah, that was wild. That's why I was like, do you have any more? That's what I was asking. Like, do you got any more soundbite from any other shows talking about it? And he was like, no, why? And I'm like, okay, cool, never mind.
Right.
Because I thought you was gonna add that over here.
Yo, Edward, man, he can never wait till we, man. Let's go ahead and take this, man. Edward, man, why you can never wait until we open up the phone lines, man?
Hey, yo, this was the perfect time for me to break the rules because you gave me a shout out, B.
Okay.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because look, hey, you know how you be. People be, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hey, what I tell you? God rest the dead. Kobe fans and MJ fans, they get all in their feces and stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
They had nothing to do, you know what I'm saying? Because already in the chat, it's LeBron, and you already got people just being negative about these people, man. Anyway, let's keep going. So, look, Bruce, Transformer, my brother is right. We from Memphis. I look at it as like a check, and we be like, hey, what's up, man? You know, like cupcake eating ass. We look at it.
Bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's how we looked at it, Bruce.
We was the same way growing up, man. We were the same. We were the same way growing up around, in the DMV, man. It was the same thing. Same thing in New York.
Yeah, because like I look at it like this, you know what I'm saying? They think about this too. They all kicking back, just kicking it, you know what I'm saying, drinking wine. You know, 3 people on this earth tell the truth. Kids, angry people, and drunk people.
Yeah, but alcohol do it to you.
So, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's all that was, man. That was just kicking back, just chilling, man. I didn't see it as a jab. I mean, look.
Of course you didn't see it as a jab. I know that. I know you didn't.
No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I really thought that, you know what I'm saying, like, it was going to be like some KD slander going on from your side, and I was gonna be like, when he said something about have to take a break and running away from the grind and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, hold on, KD never ran away from the grind.
Did he not run away from the grind? I think he did.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
The survey says he ran the 73-9.
Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. He was a free agent. What does free agent mean?
Oh, don't do that, because if that's the case, LeBron was free to join San Antonio.
Okay, LeBron James played his contract out, and KD played his contract out. You a free agent, and Bruce knows this as well. Back in the day, I did my research on some players back in the day, ran away from the grind.
Like who?
You know what I'm saying? And to join teams.
Who did? Tell me.
Really?
No, go ahead. Tell me.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Ran away from the grind. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that he ran. I ain't gonna say he ran away, but he wanted to force his way out from Milwaukee.
He brought Milwaukee their first championship, so that doesn't even apply.
No, did he or did he not force his way out of Milwaukee?
He asked for a trade to one of the coasts.
Then.
Wait. You can't say that because he brought them a championship. That's not the same thing.
That's definitely not the same.
Oscar Robertson was going down, bro. He saw them being on a losing streak. He forced his way out of Milwaukee.
What are you talking about?
Okay, Moses Malone. Where he came from, Bruce?
He came from Houston.
Okay, they lost in the finals. Then where did he go?
Philly.
To a championship-winning team.
No,
he went to a championship-winning team.
No, Philly hadn't won yet. No, Philly hadn't won yet.
I'm saying, no. But what I'm saying is that they was in the finals already, but he wanted to go join the team that was like, hey, I want to go there. So he forced his way out of there.
He went to Philly in 82. They went to the finals in 77. You're acting like they did it the previous year. That's not the same thing. That's a 5-year stretch, which is a lifetime in sports, bro.
A long time.
Okay, and also Charles Barkley forced his way out of Philly.
Wrong. Asked for a trade, didn't force his way out. They didn't have to trade him.
Asked for a trade, but he did not play this contract out. That's what I'm saying. So what the point of the matter is that players have always wanted to force their way out of a team and go somewhere where it's a winning team. Okay, let's not act like this not been happening. All right, it's been happening. Free agency is a free agent. KD and LeBron, they played their contract out. They are free agent. They go wherever they want to go. But anyway, back to the topic. I didn't see no issue with it.
Of course you didn't.
I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just like my brother said, man, hey, why would I want to snip and clip this out? You know what I'm saying? Snip and cut it. Keep it in there. I mean, hey, you're going to get us talking heads talking about it. But of course, you know what I'm saying? People are going to blow it out of proportion. You know what I mean?
That's what you want as a podcast, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Rob Parker did. You know, hey, and I like Rob Parker, but hey, I mean,
Rob is my guy, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Do you love him?
No. But I'll always have love for him, though. I will always have love for him because he got on the Format Podcast and he ain't had to do that.
But do you love him?
And that was a good show too, by the way.
I appreciate that, man.
You know what I'm saying? Not being the glazer, but straight up. Man.
No, I appreciate it, brother.
Talk. You know what I'm saying? But that's all. Like, I know some people don't want us to call in and do all that. But man, y'all keep up the good work. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe for my brothers on here channel.
Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Edward.
All right, babe.
All right, brother. All right. Anybody else wants to call in and give their thoughts on KD and his comments and how you feel about it regarding MJ? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this.
Rob is always angry, Sneed.
He's old.
Rob started yelling for no reason. Like I was watching the second. I was like, why is he yelling already? Damn.
Yeah.
Calm down, bro.
That's what's
his co-host's name? What's his name?
Kevin Washington.
That man was just looking. He just saw him looking like, damn, bro, relax. We're talking about Kevin Durant. Like, where are we going? And then it was so funny how they ended He was like, what are we talking about? And he was just like, you started ranting off. He was like,
right.
Where you went? Oh, man.
What's going on, Steve?
I'm making 3 for 3. I might as well.
Go for it, man.
I'm calling all of them. Oh, excuse my French. But, dude, you all know I'm a KD guy. It looks bad. It just don't look good. The optics are what they are. I get perspective. Everybody's gonna have a perspective on it. Maybe it wasn't a jab. Maybe it was joking. But it's like we got to be real here, where it just doesn't look good coming from two guys. That there is a narrative out where it's like, you know, I get they've both played a long time, but it's like they've taken easier routes. They've kind of cut corners in their career. And like it just doesn't look good coming from two guys that are highly regarded.
One
taking a shot, however you want to define it.
Yeah, correct.
Like came from one. It came from one.
Yes, LeBron had nothing to do with this. Can we be clear on that?
Fair.
Okay.
Fair. And it doesn't look good from KD because it's like, I hope he wins 2 or 3 in Houston. I mean, it's not likely, but as someone who wants to see him win, it's like, man, you can't be going out saying stuff like that, given the narrative that's behind your career. Even as a fan, I'll defend the guy when he's right, but dude, when he come out saying something stupid like that, it don't look good, and it's sad. It's kind of pathetic, but I get it. I don't think it was like, how do I want to say this? I don't think it was like it came from a place of hate, like it was like animus towards Jordan. But it's like, dude, you know who you're taking shots at? It's like you're coming at the king right now, and it's like, dude,
he's not beyond reproach now. Nobody's beyond that.
What do you mean?
Is he Jesus Christ or something? You could talk about anybody. He's not beyond reproach.
I'm not saying that, but we all know how Jordan is and how he's regarded in NBA rules.
But we're making it seem like he said whatever Jordan did was bad. He never said it was bad. It was horrible. Like all he said was, "Help some people go play baseball."
Yeah, but the way he said it, you got to admit.
Verbatim, but I think we can infer. I think it's fair, but you make public statements like that, like it's fair. People are going to infer a perspective where it's like, dude, like, why are you even making a comment like that? You know what I'm saying?
Why can't he?
Given his career, because you said it earlier, Twizzler. It's like, man, I know it was in the context of Edwards' call, but it's like, man, you left for the best team in the league. Now, I think in that era, given what LeBron did, I can understand why I did it. I'll argue that. But it's like now in context of like, if we're bringing up Jordan into conversation, it's like, it doesn't come from a place of substance. It's like, man, that's how I interpret it. And I'm a KD guy. So I just thought it was kind of soft. I was like, man, probably maybe have a couple less glasses of wine before you start talking to MJ or making jokes or however, shots, jokes, however you want to interpret it. I just don't think it was a good look.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's all about perspective.
It was like belittling or demeaning, but it's like, it just doesn't look good given the narrative that KD already has.
Yeah,
if that's fair.
Yeah, but, I get it. I mean, more so like this all comes down to perspective.
Like, we know Braun's got haters. We know KD's got haters. It's like you come out and say something like, it's like, what do you think's going to happen? You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. I just want to call in and be objective. I'm not trying to be a fanboy because listen, I'm a fan, but I don't worship nobody.
Right.
It's working for KD.
I think it's fair to call it as it is.
Don't let him catch you twerking for KD, bro.
Excuse me. All right. Well, appreciate the call, Steve. Thank you, man.
All right, fellas. Keep it pushing.
All
yes,
right.
sir.
Hey, young disciple, go ahead. Call us back, man. We want to hear your thoughts on this.
About Kevin Durant, young disciple.
And this is just young disciple. What'd you say, Transform?
I said about Kevin Durant, young disciple.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Don't Rob Parker the show, okay? Don't forget what we're talking about.
Look, if I made it through this topic without bringing up other people, you can too.
I believe in you.
That's right.
Chris Broussard say, I believe in you.
Right.
Y'all don't forget to hit that like button, guys. I see you guys all in the chat. Everybody's chiming in. Don't forget to hit that like button, man. We definitely appreciate it when you share, comment, subscribe.
Young disciple, what's going on, brother? How are you?
You Transform, you crazy as hell, bro.
What'd I do?
You talking about KD. LeBron about KD.
This is not about him.
By KD, bro. By KD. I know where your heart is, bro. Come on now.
Bro, hey, come on, hey, calm that down, bro. I just be trying to get people takes, bro, like why they be feeling the way you feel. Hey, bro, yeah. I really believe KD was saying what he was saying, bro. I don't think he was comparing like I know the 3-piece. I know how people want to dress it up and all that, but Jordan cited like mental and physical fatigue, bro. Like I think what KD was saying, that's why he used LeBron. He said some people choose to go 22 straight, and what he's saying is, bro, he's saying that the 22 that LeBron did straight, like it's a difference in that and the critical climate, what it was now, I'm talking about with 24-hour news spin and what it was then. Like, and if y'all remember, Jordan said he wouldn't have made it in this era. He said that out of his own mouth.
The social media era.
So yes, MJ said that, right? And people say things, and I'm not. But
come on, bro. That's what I'm saying.
No. Hold on.
Do we listen to Jordan or don't we, bro?
No.
Y'all be killing me with that, bro.
No. The reason I want to push back on that a little is because he is arguably the most maniacal competitor we've ever seen. And when you see somebody like that, it leads me to believe there's nothing that would have.
What you mean maniacal competitor?
Like, he is absolutely the most psycho insane about trying to win at everything he does, right? And so with that, I think when you have a guy like that, I don't think there's anything, no matter the era, no matter the conditions, that would have stopped him from trying to win. That's just my thought.
So if what you're saying is true, why he didn't stay in baseball? The maniacal competitor that he is. Why did he fail and go back to something and come back to basketball?
Well, obviously, he gave it his shot. I can't speak to that. He gave it his shot.
But you just said how maniacal of a competitor that he is.
Right.
I'm saying if he's such a maniacal competitor that you saying that you like, why did he retire the second time when he couldn't get Phil back? The maniacal competitor that he is. Like why? I'm just saying, to me, maniacal competitor, they're not going to fail and go back to what they know they're good at, because y'all like to say he loved the game, his love for the game clause and all that.
I was about to say, right?
All that I'm saying, that's cool. But did he have it before he retired the first time?
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Okay, so he had it, right? And with all that love of the game and all that stuff that y'all say he had, he still left. So what I'm saying, okay, go ahead. I want you to answer it.
Yeah. No, thank you for the question. That's a great question.
The maniacal competitor.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think
how they sound.
No doubt. I think part of that though is, I think this is my opinion. If he had, let's say, if the Suns had upset them and beat them in the finals, I don't think he steps away. I think he would have went nuts and come back to prove that he was a guy, right? Now, we'll never know. Obviously, we'll never know. But
I'm saying
the fact that you won.
We're talking about the baseball part, bro.
Okay. I thought you were still talking about basketball. Apologies.
No. I'm saying with him winning the 3-peat, bro. I'm just the maniacal competitor.
Yes.
You just sit up here and told me. You just sit up here and said that any climate he would have been good, no matter what. So what I'm saying, what I'm asking you is that. So and then I've also heard y'all say he was bored. He was bored with basketball. Yeah, haven't I heard you say that before?
I don't know if you heard me say that, but it's been said.
Yes, Bruce, you said it. Bruce, you said it before. Bruce, you said that he had no more obstacles. Like he had.
Okay, I got you. I didn't say bored. Right.
Yes, y'all said that. So what I'm saying is that why when he go to baseball, right? And he's not successful at it. Why doesn't that maniacal competitor, like I'm saying, why doesn't it kick in then and make him stay to master something that he hasn't?
No, agreed, and I can't speak to that. I don't have an answer for that. That's a great question. I don't have an answer for that.
Bruce, you speak to everything else, Bruce. You speak to everything else you speak to. Like you just said, if the man would have lost to the Suns, he would never have left. So I'm saying, okay, I'm asking you this: wouldn't you think if I said that a person was a maniacal competitor, wouldn't you think that person wouldn't? Because if y'all say he didn't quit basketball, right? Because to me, I'm saying, if you ask me, anytime that you come back, then to me, the previous time, I have to say you quit. I'm not saying he quit on a team or he quit during the game. I'm saying he quit on the sport is what I'm saying. That's how I feel. I'm just saying that's how I feel.
And I respect that you feel that way. The only thing I'll say is it quitting when you are absolutely at the peak pinnacle, at the top of the game, like maybe at a level no one else had ever been at? Is that quitting or is that stepping away?
Yeah. I'm saying, bro, y'all saying y'all thought it was. I'm just saying, bro. If I'm going over y'all logic, bro, y'all said y'all thought it. Y'all kind of thinking it was a suspension. Like so what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying the second retire. Bro, this man retired 3 times. I mean, I'm saying yes, Jordan is great. He the GOAT to me. All that. But what I'm saying is that you I'm just saying, bro. Y'all like to nit, and I'm not making this about like LeBron. I'm just saying. I'm just going off what Kevin Durant said, bro. Kevin Durant put LeBron in it. So I mean, I'm going off of that, bro. I'm saying y'all like to nitpick this man and be hypercritical of this man and all that, but like that makes the climate that much worse. And it's his 23rd year. Like so what I'm saying, is that I get what y'all trying to say in the maneuvering, how y'all trying to dress it up, saying he left on top and all that. I mean, that's cool. But what I'm saying is that some of the verbal, how can I say this? Like the applause that y'all try to give it, like a person can look at it like a totally different way. Because all I'm saying is, Bruce, when I hear maniacal competitor, right? I don't hear somebody that's gonna quit. And I'm not even talking about on basketball. I give you what you saying that since he was on top, he's afforded that opportunity to do that. I'm gonna give you that, right?
Yeah, step away.
But I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that one.
Okay.
But it's the move that he did when he found out that he couldn't be successful at baseball. It's what kind of like I'm just saying the maniacal competitor. I'm saying to me stays in baseball, bro, and rides that out. He doesn't revert because if I'm giving you that he stepped away from the sport for 18 months or whatever it was, would you give me that? Would you give me that he quit on baseball?
I think I can give you that he quit on baseball. I think I can.
That's what. Well, I'm gonna meet you halfway then, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
No doubt. Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you, young disciple.
All right, what up, Transformer?
Hey, what happening?
Yeah, I see you, baby. I see you.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. That's a good call, brother. Thank you, man.
Absolutely good one.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's a good call from young disciple, man. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and we will take it to the final topic. This will be super quick. I just kind of wanted to get some thoughts on this based on recent happenings in the world of college football.
More so in your world, but I get it.
Yeah, more so in my world. I mean, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen in other worlds as well, but yes, more so in my world. Yeah, I hate
more
you,
so
man.
I'm sad, but we should change this.
No, I'm not saying we should. Well, I am saying we should.
See how I got him, chat? You see how I got him right there? I got him.
You got me.
I got him. You're like, I ain't saying that they should. Okay, yeah, I'm saying that they should. It's gotta be something.
Man.
That gotta do something, y'all. Do something.
All right, guys. All right. So this is the final topic. Well, college football, new rules. And when I say that, we know that we're in the era of NIL where guys are getting paid big money. We know that this is the first year of the house settlement where schools are going to be able to pay athletes directly with a salary cap of, I think, $20.5 million or $20 million per school to go across all sports, however they decide to divvy up that money. Now, why am I bringing this up? Notre Dame offensive lineman Charles Jagger, a guy who was a preseason All-American and expected to be one of the best offensive linemen in the country this year, had a UTV accident with some of his teammates. He was out in Wyoming over the weekend, just, enjoying some team time. And I think there was local law enforcement there. They were riding UTVs. They were, shooting weapons. Everyone, for all intents and purposes, was doing things safely and doing things the right way. So I wouldn't imagine that it was reckless or there was alcohol involved or anything like that. Because, again, local law enforcement was there. But he ended up having an accident on the UTV, breaking his arm, and I think he's going to be out 3 to 6 months, right, which could be all of, if not, the bulk of the college football season. And he was expected to be, again, one of the best linemen in the country. So where am I going with this, right? Remember, Michael Jordan broke his foot in year 2 of his NBA career. And later on, he had the love of the game clause put into all of his contracts, basically saying he could play basketball anywhere, anytime, because he loved the game so much. So even though you had he was a major investment by the Chicago Bulls, there was a major investment in him by the Chicago Bulls. He wanted to be able to hoop basically anytime he wanted to. And so I bring this up to say there's a lot of things that athletes can do off the court, off the field, that can end up being dangerous. And people look at it and say, these are college kids. They make mistakes. We did a lot of reckless things when we were in college, so on and so forth. We all did, right? True. Yep. But how many of us were in positions where we were key contributors to national championship contenders in major sports? Right.
Not me.
Making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, right? As college athletes. The whole situation has changed now. And when you got guys that have teammates beholden to them, or they're beholden to their programs, et cetera, and again, they're making tons of money. Now this gets different. So my question here, and this is why I put college football new rules, and I'm going to pose this to Transformer, and feel free to add this in the chat, guys, or comment on this in the chat. Do you guys feel like there should be regulation on what college athletes who are making money, whether it's via NIL or directly from the school, do you feel that there should be regulation on what they can do outside of playing their particular sport? Transformer, go.
Do they get paid?
Yeah. Yeah.
The big yes.
I agree.
Then the answer is yes. Before they got paid, no.
Okay.
But now, since the NIL deals are all in play, there's investments into these players. There's money on the line for these players, right? Their dollars that they're getting paid is more of a reassurance. You're playing for us this season. All games, postseason, regular season, preseason, all of that. Now that you're paid athletes, we need you to be professional. You should have been professional before, but we truly need you to be even more professional on the field and off the field. Off the field, meaning you're not putting yourself in harm's way that could be detrimental to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Actions detrimental to the team.
Right.
Jumping and doing backflips off trampolines and off of the back of a house, that's detrimental to the team.
No go.
ATV riding, snowboarding. Right. Yes, they're daily living activities, but dudes, injuries happen in these type of activities. Snowboarders, skateboarding, surfing, all of those have a high injury risk. I already have you playing one of the most physical sports in the world. I need you to be available for us when it's time to play. So absolutely. My answer is a direct yes. Now that there's NIL money and these guys are getting paid for their likeness and all of that stuff, now you're professional businessmen now. So if I want to protect my investment, if I'm the school, absolutely, I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in the contracts now. Per this NIL deal. If you want to be paid, well, you can't be UTV riding, no snowboarding, no backflips off of your grandmama house, even though you did it when you was younger. You're a professional athlete. I need you to act professional on and off the field, but I also need you to not put yourself in harm's way, because once you get hurt, that hurts the team, and we want to put you in the best position for that. So absolutely.
Right. Yeah, I want to see like who pushes love of backflips clause. Steve, you stupid. I want to see who really is going to be the one to push back on something like that and say we should be able to do what we want to do. No, I don't think you should be able to do what you want to do. To Transformer's point, it's like a family. You are a member of a family. As a member of that team, people are counting on you to fulfill your role. If you get hurt playing or practicing, cool, that's part of it. But you get hurt doing other stuff, I'm not really a proponent of that. But that's my thought.
No, I mean, I think it's fairly simple, man. They should have known, like, something's gonna be coming when you start getting paid for something. At first, you were kind of just playing for scholarships, right? You play for my school, you get all 4 years free. Don't worry about your books, none of that. We take care of you, right? Some people got paid on the table, Reggie Bush, but
right, and many more,
right? And many more. Right. Just the well-known one was Reggie, but now that you guys are, professional businessmen, the moment you guys become collegiate athletes, hell, so I think these NILs are even going into high schools now. So even then, it's a risk that you take. If you want to be a part of this team and you want to be a professional athlete and you want to make it to the pro level, I need you to start acting like a pro a little bit early now. You're getting paid a little bit earlier than you used to. You normally didn't get paid until you make it to the league. Now you're getting paid in high school. So in order for me as a school, as a franchise, I need to protect my investment any way I can. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of money in Jackie Saw. Y'all got some money because I need him to protect my quarterback. I need you to protect my other investment. So now that you're out, I'm at a loss. Right? Not only you getting paid to sit on my sideline. So if I need to put things in your contracts to help you be better and place you on the field, then absolutely I would, man. I think it's a no-brainer. Of course you're gonna get pushed. You get pushed back in anything. This is America. I can say the sky's blue. Right. Somebody's gonna argue that it's not blue, it's a lighter version of a temporary green. Like, wait, what? No, it's blue. Whatever. But this is America. You're gonna argue, but it's going to be difficult to argue the why they should be able to do freedom. They'll probably throw some freaking 10 commandments or something like that in there, or some of the laws like, we should be able to do what we want to do, like freedom of speech, freedom of whatever. Like, but no.
Yeah, this is America. You can't tell me what I can't do.
Yeah, but if I'm paying you, I got a little bit more of a say because I can easily say, well, if you want to go do what you want to do, then that's half your NIL money. We're going to have to lower this $3 million deal to 1.25. Are you happy with that? Well, no, I'm playing. Like, I'll just go to another school. The next school says the same thing. These schools can get on par. Like, hey, if they don't want to sign that part of their contract, that lowers the NIL money. I bet they start talking and walking direct now.
Agreed.
So, easy.
Agreed. Yeah. They should have something in there saying, okay, if you violate this, either we don't pay you the full amount or, you owe us some of that money. So
you get fined.
You
get fines in the league. You want to learn how to be professional.
Yeah.
These athletes they get them yellow stickers, them yellow envelopes in their locker room. The moment the game's over, you hear all these athletes talking about it, man. You're gonna get that yellow envelope. You already know what it's about. Like, man, I must do. So what did I do? God dang it, man. Yeah. Like, it's that fine letter. So if you go and you riding ATVs and UTVs and you wasn't supposed to doing that, and that's a part of your contract, and you see that they took, $250,000 away from you, that's on you, Bubba. Nah,
not a good
you're gonna start riding them UTVs now, aren't you? Because we need you to be protecting our quarterback. Notre Dame is trying to win a championship. We're trying to get back to the natty. So I need you to protect my quarterback. Jagusaw. Yeah, man. Come on now. I need you.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a quick one. That's pretty much all we got, man. I definitely wanted to touch on that because I do think that should change, and hopefully it will change going forward. Not just at Notre Dame, but all over the place, man. You got to learn this.
It's a business.
Now you guys are semi-pros now, so you gotta conduct yourself that way. All right, we're gonna leave it right there, y'all.
Yep, looks like Big Bear needs a nap.
Yeah, it's about that time. It's about
Steve,
I gotta go work. I gotta go work out, man. I gotta go get a quick lift before I close it out, man. But thank you, everybody who is here tonight. Appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
I lost my train of thought for a second. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. On the way out, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. Thanks so much. We will be back with you Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Yeah. So that's it. Y'all have a good night.
All right, man. Y'all be easy, man. We gonna go take a nap.
I'm gonna take a nap. Man. I'm go in this garage and go do some work real quick.
Hurry up so you can get your nap on, bro.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Stupid.